Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Rush in the building, holding it down with the Labudo Network. Right now, I'm promoting my side hustle, Rush Enterprise. If you're in the state of New Jersey, you need armed guards or unarmed guards, call up my business line and I'll line it up. Bigger the contract, the more money we make together, you heard? Today, I got my home team over here. You know what I mean? We're the sucker free team. I got my co host with me, Fame, and I got my ace SJ in the building. You heard? Right now, yo, today we're gonna expound on the Pretty Woman film, and man, I got a lot of notes for this one right here, man. So
Me too. Me
let's
too.
get it popping, man.
Let's give it the hold on. Let's give it the proper movie treatment, man. Because I want to give because I want to give the director's credit for the movie because the movie is actually watching it over again is actually a really good movie. It's a decent movie to watch too. Very nostalgic and everything. So, Pretty Woman, starring Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, directed by Gary Marshall and written by J.F. Lawton.
Yeah, this is a like you said, Fame. I'm glad you said that, man. Looking back at this, I know which direction we was starting off with, but man, I have a whole new appreciation for this movie, man. There was a whole nother plot
Yeah.
that was in this movie, man. I think everybody missed, man. Because it came out in 1990, so I know
Mm-hmm.
we was talking about it last episode. It was like, man, we was like young. So I think we just had to discuss like how homie go and save the hooker. So you know
Yeah.
that's when you look at it. That was like the storyline when you're younger. But man, when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, this is kind of like ill how the director and the person that wrote the story, man. There's actually a whole totally different meaning, and we're gonna break that down, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
throw
what we're
y'all
doing
for a
right
loop
Yeah,
with
now.
man.
this.
Because when the film first came out, man, I said about what 12 years old. Like I was a youngin when I seen the film.
Yeah.
You know what
We
I'm saying?
probably about the same
So
age, all of us. Around the same
yeah,
age.
so now I'm catching like just like SJ just said, man. I'm catching like different interpretation of the film since I watched it from a child. You know, me seeing it as
Yeah.
me watching the film. I just recently just got done watching it right before we went live, so I got a fresh perspective on it. And
Yeah.
man, it's crazy, man. Like I definitely see where the director was going with this, man. You know?
Yeah. And the film is pretty directed by Gary Marshall. The film was pretty like I love the aesthetics of the film. The aesthetics of the film is very nostalgic. It's very nostalgic and it was really directed and produced good. And you got to give them credit because how did they convince a whole world to turn a hoe into a housewife? They tried to make this so you got to give them a lot of credit because they fooled the whole world. This whole movie is basically the definition of turning a hoe into a housewife. That and how they made a romance out of this. They turned this into a romance and convinced everybody that this was a good idea to make this movie a romance.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. But one thing as a young and watching the film when I was a kid, I knew it wasn't right. Like him making that decision, locking it down. I knew as a youngin, like yo, this nigga's a fool. You know?
Yeah, definitely. That storyline is definitely evident. Like Edward was a wild boy because especially when I didn't realize this when I was younger, but I was kind of disgusted because I was like eating some popcorn and shit. I was like, look, I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna definitely absorb this movie and watch it, take my notes. When he ate the box on the grand piano, I had to stop eating. I was like, Edward, a wild boy. He ate
Yeah.
hooker box on a grand piano. I was like, nah, yeah, son was
Yeah,
wild on
that was
that.
yeah, man. That was
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Because when
Crazy.
you're younger and you're looking at it as a romance. You're just thinking like the love aspect of it to people. You're not really thinking of what she really does and everything. You're too young to really understand it. But um, I want to get y'all what do you think what would you rate this movie from 1 through 10? I want to get a rating first.
Man, I'm gonna give this an 1 through 10. I'm giving this a 9, man. This is a classic. This is a masterpiece. I'm gonna break it down why, man. It was kind of ill.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I give it an 8.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll give it a 9 too. Like this was really a good film, and and it shows all the mistakes old boy was doing, bro. When I
Yeah,
say old boy, I'm talking about the main character, the trick. It
Edward.
definitely, man. I can't wait to get into this, man. Yo,
Now
Faye,
let's
how you
jump in.
want
Let's
to?
go in
I
there.
got all the picks. So how you want to do it? You want me to start pulling up the picks now, or you want to
No,
still want to expand on it for a little bit?
let's expand on it a little more before we really get into it. We can start from the beginning of the movie and we can just work our way through it.
All right,
What do you
bet.
think the message? What do you think the message of the movie was?
The
Man,
message to me.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, SJ, man.
Nah, man. I think there was like what society pulled, man, from the message was, man, don't turn a hoe into a housewife. But I think that was the surface level one that everybody caught. But I think the person that wrote this story, man, I think he had a different meaning. I didn't catch it till I watched it this time. I was like, that's where I was like, damn, this is a cold ass movie because really, man, what the director was trying to do
Mm-hmm.
was show like this was really a cautionary tale for females. So I think everybody took the whole
Yo,
fairy.
I'm
I think
glad
they
you
took
said
the whole
that.
fairy tale
Yeah, yeah,
theme as like that's what females took it and ran with. Like, oh man, we could act out, and there would always be a guy that would come
Yep.
save you, and like you said, turning the hoe into a housewife. But really, what he was doing was showing like the hooker was better than majority of the females that were in society at that
yo,
time because they were transactional.
oh man,
Yep.
yeah,
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 because yeah, if you looked at it, man, like what's his name? He was able to get chicks. Because you remember in the beginning of the movie, he was
Yeah.
kicking a joint out of his house.
apartment. Yeah,
He
He's
was
a
married.
playboy.
he divorced his wife, and then he broke up with his current girlfriend. And yo,
And
I'm glad you said that, man, because
me too.
that's what I got from the film. And to be real with you, the film is indirectly saying like, yo, the pro is really the one that you should wife up because
I don't think it was saying that directly. I just think they were saying, man,
yo,
like,
yo, hear what I gotta say,
oh,
bro.
go ahead. My bad, man. My bad.
It's indirectly saying it's okay to wife up a pro because the pro could uh could connect with the male a lot better because of her humility. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the pro was like when I say pro, I mean prostitute. I mean the prostitute is humble because she was able to connect on with the trick on a whole different level from his ex-wife and his current girlfriend. You know what I mean? And from what I interpreted in the film, it's like, yo, the girl that that's not looked in society as a promiscuous woman, a woman of value, a woman of a virtuous value, whatever. She's the one that's really messed up because she's not humble about the situation. She's really arrogant. You know what I mean? And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I got from. And that's what I got from that film. So basically,
Okay.
the film is indirectly saying that yo, you can wife up a pro because of that, because you're able
Yeah.
to connect with the pro on a whole different level. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
mine's is closely similar to yours, but I don't think they're saying like you could wife up. I think, man, what the director was trying to, like I said, I think he was directing this movie towards females. Like, y'all really ain't no better than the hoe. Cause like if you look at it, man, you remember when she was walking down the block, Rodeo Drive and shit, everybody's looking at her all bad. But she was truly the one that wasn't honestly transactional in the movie. So if you take the
Mm-hmm.
ones that like were
Yeah,
dressing the part,
yeah,
they were up in that high class world, they were just takers. Because you remember she was
Yep.
willing to walk away from the money a couple of times. And even when he was like, hey, man, I'll put you up in a condo and stuff, she was like, nah, you know what? I'm going to get my life together. Man, females would jump on that opportunity. Like the ones we won't classify as like a hooker and stuff, and we will probably put on a pedestal because they don't do that activities. We'll take that shit in a heartbeat. So I think
Yeah.
that's what he was trying to do in the movie was like, hey, man, look, here's this hooker right here who should be transactional, but she actually got a better heart to y'all. She's simple. She don't want to be like, she don't need to be entertained. She don't have to go to the high end restaurants. Because what these chicks saying today, like, oh, I won't go to the Cheesecake Factory. They're like purely transactional. So that's why I said this shit. They low key, they're hookers in disguise, man. The way that they be talking about money. So I think that's what he was doing with this movie. Was like, hey, look, man, here's this hooker, but she's got a better heart than you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, SJ,
oh,
I'm glad you said that, SJ. Because I preach that all the time, man. The upfront hoe is way better than the secret hoe. I
There you
always preach
go.
that. I post about that all the time, man. It's the one that pretend they're better than the hoes that's upfront about it. They are the worst because they're doing the same things behind your back.
oh, yeah, oh yeah,
So and the hoes,
100%.
listen, hoes like we get on hoes a lot, but hoes are actually the coolest ones. Like you just can't wife them. But
Yeah.
hoes, yeah, that's the problem.
100%
Hoes are
factual.
cool. Like they know how to
Yeah.
play, and they know how to play towards a man's fantasy. Because you see hoes, they're very submissive, very feminine. They know how to play to the your psyche, and they got game. So they know how to play towards a man's fantasy and what he really wants in a woman. And I think that's what Edward got caught up in this movie. I think that she actually gamed herself into a good situation.
Yeah, but I think Edward just looked at her like,
Yo,
because
y'all,
man,
my,
like you
my
said,
bad, y'all. Y'all
oh
want to
no,
answer this question before y'all keep going deep?
what's
Um,
that?
I was just watching Spider-Man 2.
I told
Do
y'all.
y'all
Oh,
think?
absolutely, yeah.
Yo, I keep telling y'all about Spider. Yo, that's the next one we gotta do. We gotta do Spider. But Spider-Man 3 was he was really simping. It's Spider-Man 3. I'm telling you. I tell y'all all the time, bro. Peter Parker was down bad in Spider-Man 2 and 3, but 3 was simping hard, bro. He was
Yeah, no
crying
doubt.
over. She was sleeping with his friend, and she already said, "Yo, she don't want to be with him no more." Whatever. He was crying, begging for her at the park and all types. Yo, we gotta do that next. We gotta do the
Yeah,
Spider-Man
we
3
definitely got to throw
breakdown.
that one on the list. But now, just going back to the Pretty Woman, man. If you go back to the beginning of the movie, well, I like how he introduced the first scene. Like he's having issues with the girl. He saw one of his exes,
Yeah,
and he was just like, "Hey, man, did you talk to my secretary more?" She was like, "Yeah, I invited her to my wedding. That was like my bridesmaid and shit." But what it showed in that first scene was like, even though he's like one of what we call him now, like a high value man, women be like, man, I want the ambitious guy. So these females got him. He's providing these great lifestyles, but they're still not satisfied because they're like, man, you ain't never there. You don't know how to you're not entertaining me and stuff. So they're trying to pull him away from, his success and stuff. So
yeah,
like I said, when the one scene in the hotel when he kind of was like, he was like doing his work in Julia Roberts' character, Vivian, she was on the floor just giggling, watching the TV. And he was just looking at her. He was like, damn, she's just simple because, the other chicks would have been whining and shit. I would have had to stop what I'm doing, entertaining them. And here she is able to entertain herself. She's just let me conduct my business. So that's what it just clicked to him when he was like, damn, you know what? The other ones would have like been fucking up my work. I would have had to like emotionally attend to them and stuff like that. They would have been whining and shit. And she could just like entertain herself. So she brought a level of like peace and shit. She was letting him
yeah.
conduct this stuff, not fucking with him. So that's why I'm saying I think the movie had a deeper message because even though, like we said, you can't wife, no hooker, but I think he was trying to show a compare and contrast with like
Yeah.
modern day females and how they behave and how they're needy to like this one that should be claimed the worst in society, but she's actually like low key, low maintenance. She don't ask for much and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he had it. He had it right at the beginning, and I think she caught him at a good time because you could see throughout the whole movie he was very emotional. You could tell he was going through something with the divorce and stuff like that. You could tell because the whole movie he seemed down, and I think she kind of uplifted him and gave him hope.
Yeah, I don't think and this is why damn, this is crazy. This is why I got the interpretation that the pro is the one that he should have wifed up. I'm not saying that's what he should have done. I'm just saying that's the interpretation I got from the film.
Nah, we got you.
Yo, like the reason why he was down, right, is because it wasn't because of the divorce or anything. It's because he never really had a full closure with his relationship with his father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remember, he
Yeah.
never had a good relationship with his father. So
Yeah.
and yo, oh my goodness, and this is where the seduction came. This is where the seduction came to play, and how he fell for the okey doke to wife up this pro. Like he opened up to her about his father and all that, and she was able to uh I want to say advise, but she was able to help old boy cope with that situation with
Yeah.
that non-closure situation with his father. And that's why when he closed that deal with that old whitehead that's getting ready to crop or whatever, um yo, he didn't screw him over. Like he looked out for him because old boy was like, okay, for y'all who didn't watch the film, whatever, like old boy, he buys and help startup companies, and still hold like shares to different companies or whatever. So with this particular last deal he had with this old head, right? He owned about $10 million worth of shares within his company, and the only way, because old boy wanted to break off and sell the rest of the company to him, but it didn't make sense for the guy to sell the company because he'll be taking it out, not win. And on top of that, he cared about his employees, so he was like, "Yo, if I'm going to make this deal with you, please look out for my employees." And that's when he worked out the deal with them, and did the right thing, didn't screw him over, and not only keep the employees and pay him right, but allowing him to still have ownership of his company instead of forcing him to buy out. And he did the right thing because the pro helped him find closure about his feelings about his father. You know what I mean? So I mean, this was a good film, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Like,
Yeah.
But Rush,
I
oh,
wrote
go
that in
ahead,
my
go ahead.
notes too. I wrote that in my notes too, Russ, because that was the scene that really turned it around. He really she really made herself relatable to him because she said something about there's no one real in your life. Something on that balcony scene when they came back when
right.
she had the
That's
black
when
dress
she
on.
realized see the pro, right? She was able to see that because she comes from that grimy world. Know what I mean,
Yeah.
dealing with pimps, thieves, murder,
Yeah.
all of that. So when she was in her environment, in the rich guy's environment, she could peep game on who's a grimy nigga. Like the lawyer was a grimy nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that
Um,
motherfucker was the worst, boy.
yeah, man. And that's when she realized, like, yo, not her, but that's when she helped old boy realize, like, yo, you're grimy because of the company that you keep. You know what I'm saying? Because he helped the lawyer get mad that like his relationship between uh the trick relationship with his lawyer was based on him making the lawyer rich because anytime he closed an ill deal, like the lawyer get an ill percent, he get a nice percentage of those deals. So you know his relationship between the lawyer and the trick was based on him making the lawyer rich, and the pro peeped that, and she you know what I mean she you know what I mean she got him hip to the game. You know what I mean, that's why he ended up not screwing over the old guy for all his resources. He didn't force him to buy out the company. You know, he let him have shares of the company and still remain to keep his workers because that old dude. He didn't want to screw over his employees. So he wanted to make a deal where, not only he makes a profit, but he's able to look out for his employees as well.
Yeah. I think Edward felt that Vivian was the only authentic thing in his life at that time. She felt authentic.
Yeah, and then plus, man, it's one of those things, man, when he lived in that world, man, everybody kissed his ass, man, because, he was the CEO, pretty much he owned everything. And then like I said, as far as all the women, they were just like takers. So it was just like, whenever he had to work, they were just like, you know how with them females, they be like, man, I want an ambitious guy. They get the guy. So they're happy for a while, but then they're like, man, he ain't never around and shit. So it's like a no-win situation. It's like they want you to be successful and ambitious, but then you're kind of have to be distant to hit those levels. So that's what he was running into. And she was like probably one of the first people that was like actually asking him about his life versus like I said, he has to always entertain all the other females. Like, damn, here they go. Let me go buy them some shit. Let me let me stop what I'm doing. I gotta, they're upset about stuff. So when she was like asking about, like, I like that scene that you point that scene out, Rush, because like you said, that was that point where he was just like, damn, somebody actually asking about how I'm doing, kind of. Versus me, I always have to entertain and lead and direct everybody. So he just got to fall back. He was in a tub and shit, spilling his guts like a therapy session somewhat.
That's how you fall for the okie doke, man. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, listen,
man. Yeah,
I'm telling you, hoes be the coolest people. I'm telling you. And that's what get guys, because hoes are charming. Hoes, I'm telling you, they're very charming and they got riz.
Yeah, so he was just something that
they're able to have riz to that degree is because they've dealt with so many men. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they learn so much from different men that they encountered, and they're able to finesse their way into their pockets. But with this particular pro, she wasn't like that. She was actually a good person, but it's just unfortunate that she was a pro. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You can pull up that first picture, Russ. So we can start from the car scene. So the picture with them in the car when they first met. We can start from there. I'm glad you said that, because I think Vivian was a good person, but once you turn into that lifestyle, I don't know if I can call her a good person after that. But you know why? Matter of fact, before you pull up her friend, because that's one of her friend. Is the picture with what's her name? Kit.
Yeah, Kit. Yeah, she was lost to the game. Kit was like deep.
There we go. This is the reason why Vivian's not a good person, right here. This is why you gotta be aware of the company your girl keeps, because I think Kit turned her out. If it wasn't for Kit, I wouldn't think she'd be a streetwalker. I think because she was so deep into this lifestyle, I think she was the bad influence on Vivian to turn Vivian like that. I don't think Vivian was like that before, even though we don't know. But I think this was her origins into that life with this Kit chick. And this is why you cannot date women with whole friends.
But yeah, Kit was the extreme. Kit was in the game. She in the beginning scene, she was over there at the Blue Banana with that bootleg pimp. So Kit was in the game. She was fucking up their rent money, so she was just lost.
And Kit was she was in it for the sport. You could tell, like, she was like, she looked like she was proud to be in it.
Oh yeah, that was like her that was her profession at that point. That's her lifestyle. So she was embedded. I think what they tried to do with Vivian, Julie Roberts' character, was like they made it almost like how she just started off. She was kind of naive to the game. She wasn't all the way sucked in yet. So that's why she had a little bit of like morals and shit. Mm-hmm. So she was like new to it. She was a newbie, not so immersed into that whole lifestyle yet. So that's why Kit was loving life. That was like her, who she is.
I wouldn't say she was loving that kind of lifestyle. It's unfortunate that Kit was doing that, but a lot of times in real life, when pros be hooked on drugs, they take those drugs in order to keep sleeping with multiple men. I mean,
I got you. You're right.
So because doing those drugs help them numb the pain to be able to keep persevering to sleep with multiple men for money. I mean, that's why they do the drug.
That can be true, but once they get so used to it and so deep into it, it becomes a part of life to them.
Yeah,
and I think that would happen to Kit. I think probably she probably didn't want to start off like that, but I think she's so used to that lifestyle. So that's like the guy that keeps going back to prison. He's so used to just going to prison it's like second nature to him. I think that's what it's like to her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like you
I
said, when
mean,
they get
yeah.
that point, because it is a mixture of that drugs. Because yeah, she was taking the money for the drugs and stuff. It's because I mean, Russ is right. They got to numb that pain, but like what
Mm-hmm.
Famous said, it's just like, man, once that becomes your lifestyle, you can't find anything else. Because you know, majority of them had no education. Because I mean, I know even Vivian, she was like, man, I got to go back and finish 11th grade. I'm like, God damn. So you know, they just locked into it.
Yeah, and
But
you could tell that you could say it's the drugs too, but I don't think because Vivian was telling her to try to get out the life with her, and she was like, "Let's move and do this." She was like, "Nah, this is where I belong." Towards the end,
yeah,
remember,
yeah, she was stuck.
he was like, "Nah, I want to look at this and leave all of this." Remember her small apartment? She said, "You want me to just leave all of this? That smallest
Nah,
apartment
no,
they have?"
she was saying that in a sarcastic way, but towards the
Nah,
end of
bro,
the film,
she
listen,
was not leaving with Vivian.
the money she gave Shorty, she was supposed to take that and go to like cosmetology school or some shit like that. I mean, so yeah, I mean, like it's not like she was just like, yo, I love this lifestyle and I want to, sell my body. Like she did thought about it and considered on, taking that money that Vivian gave her and consider going to school with the bread.
Nah, bro, she wasn't going to damn school.
Hey, did
It
y'all
was
catch in
not
the
going.
movie, man, that place where they were staying, the sign? It was like something hotel. It did the only lighting that worked was like on the H and the O.
Oh, oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
shit, that's
I
crazy.
ain't catch that. Yo, that's
Yeah, it was only
funny.
on the hoe part where the light worked. I was like, damn, that's ironic.
That's funny.
Pull up the one when they in the car rush.
Oh, put up. Okay, hold on.
But yeah, women are easily influenced by other women too, especially to get into that type of life. You can see it with the stripping, with the OnlyFans. They try to recruit women. I got another question for you too. Do you think it's ever a good idea to turn into a hoe into a housewife in any situation?
Nah, nah,
No,
never. No,
no,
So you think no hoe can be saved?
no.
nah. I think the only dudes like, man, you if they handicapped or something, I would understand why they might have to do it, but no, for the most part, I'll say not at all. I mean, I get what that's why I said I understand what they were doing in the movie because they needed to do the extreme, like the hooker for this, because to make that
Mm-hmm.
compare and contrast. So I think, like, say if I was like Edward's friend, I'm like, I get why you like homegirl. She got some good qualities, but you got to go search that out somewhere else. You can't pull her up with that background. Go find that prototype, like a female that's simple, easygoing, that's not materialistic. So I think, like I said, that's what they were trying to paint overall. But it's just like, yeah, when somebody cross over that realm and they start selling their body, you can't do that. So nah, hell nah.
Yeah. So that's the beginning, right? Yeah. That car was that. I ain't gonna lie. What car was that? That joint was nice.
Lotus.
Oh yeah, Lotus. That's what it was. It was an '89 Lotus, I think.
Yeah,
That
don't
was in the.
don't look at don't looking at the movie, man. Just seeing how the cars were, how they look compared to like now, man. It was definitely nostalgia in there, like you said earlier in the
Yeah, I
beginning.
think the aesthetics in this film is amazing. I love the aesthetics and the feel of it. It was amazing. I love that '90s look, that '90s or late '80s look to movies.
Yeah,
It was good, but I think I think he was way too comfortable with her from the beginning. From this scene, I think he was way too comfortable with her. He gave her his real name. He let her take the wheel, and this wasn't even his car. It was his the lawyer guy, right? It was the
yeah.
lawyer's guy's car.
Phil.
Yeah, he got comfortable and let her take the wheel. I think he was too comfortable from the beginning.
Yeah, he kind of had no choice though. My man was fucking that transmission up, like burning it out. But yeah, nah, you could tell, man. He was like he was mad comfortable. But
Yeah, and
like I
then
said, she had a little bit of innocence because like I think if it would have been Kit that came up there, because you remember Kit was like, nah, you go up there. But I think she would have fucked it up. He would have been like, you know what, man, just give me some directions, I'll bounce. But she was more like a little inviting. Like I said, she was different from the ones that's like was
Yeah.
like immersed in that lifestyle, been there. So that's where I think it worked out in this movie.
Yeah, if it was
She
Kit,
wasn't
she
too
was
over.
acceptable.
Yeah. But nah, definitely, man. This is the scene that set it off. Because, like I said, he wasn't like on the blade looking, so he
Yeah, that's
wasn't. You
okay.
know, it was like coincidence how this all happened. So he was just
Yeah,
like, yeah, man,
but
come on.
a lot of times men that are in that kind of socioeconomic status as the leading actor as the trick, they're kind of green to certain situations. You know what I mean? Like he just had no clue what was going on. Conversing with Vivian. Like he didn't assume off rip that she was a pro. It's just gradually as they kept conversing throughout the ride, the joyride going to the hotel that, oh, okay, you're a pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
During
people that come from money like that, or that's successful on a whole different level, like they don't they're how can I say it? Like they're not hip to the game on how things work out
Like
because of
no
their
street smarts.
yeah, no street, yeah, that's it right there. No street smarts. Yeah.
Nah, definitely. Yeah, he was. Because, like you said, even when he was talking to her, you remember the scene, like when they were talking about how they came up. He was like, "Man, I grew up like with a limo." So, like, the dad had money. So he was. I like that you pointed out the dynamic with his father because that's who he was kind of becoming. Like
yeah.
another version of his
Yeah.
father. Just like, hey, I
Yeah.
got money. I'm distant from my family. I go with the flow of shit. These chicks get mad at me. Oh well, I keep moving on because he was running through shit in the beginning. But yeah. He was definitely naive, but he was just used to, like you said, the upscale type culture where like he came across that. He kind of didn't know how to like you said, catch on to certain cues and shit.
Yeah, he paid a whole $10 for directions.
But you know the craziest thing with this movie, man, I don't know, I don't want to go out of order, but when you looked at like Julia Roberts, how she was dressed as a prostitute now, but like whole society was looking at her like she was crazy. Man, that's how
Mhm.
like majority of chicks dress now. That's the craziest thing, man.
Yeah.
Yo, girls today dress worse.
Yeah, she would have been looking like she was Amish and shit nowadays.
She would have looked modest to compared to the chicks today. The chicks today, they walk around with lingerie outside. I was saying, but I think I think this movie made it acceptable though. I think they wanted to make hoes acceptable.
Yeah, I think that's the takeaway most people took. But I think the message that they were trying to send was like, hey, y'all need to start having more awareness and understanding to men, and don't be so materialistic and needy. Because you will push your man into the arms of a hoe. There's a hoe around. Like, don't lose your man. But I think everybody was blind to the overarching message. Because yeah, like you said, that message was there.
Yeah, I think there's different messages in movies. That there's different
Oh yeah,
interpretations
no,
and
like
stuff.
the message you're saying, it's definitely
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I think that's what they were trying to show. Like overall, was like, hey man, like, come on, women, y'all need to like be more, have more awareness, and don't make everything about you and shit.
Mhm. Yeah, I think this movie is based more for the woman. It wasn't the man didn't really matter, even though he was a simp. It didn't matter that this movie was geared towards women. That's why women love it so much.
I wouldn't put him in the category of a rich simp, but he was more of a trick. You
A trick is a simp.
understand?
Yeah,
I
I kind of
mean, a
they go
trick,
hand to hand.
Rush.
a trick,
What you mean he's not a simp? He wifed
a,
up a prostitute, bro.
a, that,
It doesn't get worse than that.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
You mean
yes,
what?
yeah.
Listen,
Well,
Rush,
go ahead,
my man ate a hooker box on a grand piano, dog. He got
bro.
going there just
crazy. Yeah, that's
Come
crazy.
on, bro. You can't say he's not a UN kiss. Come on, Rush.
But
I'll say in the beginning of the film he was more of a trick, but at the end, yeah, he became a rich simp because he actually wifed up the pro, which is
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah, he kept it. Honestly, at the beginning of the movie, he kept it player, and he didn't even pay her for sex. Like he didn't even want the sex. He just paid her for the
for the
for
company.
basically the directions, and then he took her in. You can see I think I got the picture. You put that up when she was sitting on the curve waiting for the she had nowhere to go, whatever, and he just said just come in, stay the night. He wasn't even trying to hit. So he wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't like he was paying for pussy or nothing. He just had a kind heart, and he didn't want to leave her out there by herself, even
yeah,
though
because
she
you
was
remember
home.
like
yeah,
the only reason like he got her to stay around because his lawyer was like, "Hey man, I need to go to that meeting with you." He was like, "Nah, I got it." He was like, "Well, at least bring a girl or something," because so that's why he ended up hiring her because he was listening to the lawyer. But yeah, like you said, he ain't had no intentions to sleep with her. Like I said, until he seen her on the floor, just like giggling and just being simplistic. That's when his dick got hard. He was like, "Oh shit." Like, here's a chick I don't have to entertain. He was just like intrigued, and that's when she looked up at him, like, "Oh, it's time to go to work." she,
Yeah, because she was
yeah,
denying him actually, because she was forcing herself on him. Like she wanted to give it to him, whatever, and he was like, "Nah, he not. That's not what he's here for, whatever."
But I do see why you're wrestling with it, Rush, because that man. After I saw the movie, I was like, "Damn, you know what?" Because I was like, man, I was going back and forth. I was like, man, he might not be a simp. He just was a guy that finally found somebody that wasn't trying to use him. So it
Yeah,
would
but
make
that's
sense
what,
why he'd be drawn, but just the mere fact that she was a
exactly.
yeah,
You can't take
I
that
gotta
far.
slip him in
You
there.
can't
But I
take
do
that
see what
far
Russ is
out.
saying.
Yo, I understand what Russ is saying too, but it was a prostitute. That's what you got to think. Like I don't care what she did, bro. You cannot. And we just when I asked the question, y'all said you can never do it. You can never turn her into a housewife. So
never
you
do
can't change
that.
it now, right? You just
But
said you
let me
can
ask
never
you.
do it.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you you guys a question though, because I was say like you had to get a woman that was like a flat out gold digger. She was like, you got to buy me this. You got to do this. Just, man, needy as fuck. She always needed attention, just, bitter. Just, like I said, flat out materialistic and just needs everything. Or you had like the prototype of Julia Roberts, where it was like, she was a hoe, but she was understanding. She was simple. She took him to go eat a hot dog. She was like, man, fuck this escargot shit. you know, just easy going and stuff. If you had those two dynamics of women that you always had to be buying like handbooks, all that type of shit, just pulling you away from your purpose, your ambitions, or you have the hoe that was like simple, and was understanding. Which dynamic would you go for in that case then?
I'll take if we
If
had
those
to
were the
choose.
only two choices that you got.
Okay, the only two, the Julia Roberts archetype. I give it to Julia Roberts then, because
Yeah.
I think she really cared for him and liked him for him, and I think she could be changed. I don't think the gold digger chick that you talk about the first option. I think she doesn't care for you at all.
Yeah. What
She's
about you,
gonna go to the
Rush?
next guy with a bag.
I would prefer to be by myself, bro. I
No,
mean, I
you,
Now
you
could
gotta
go.
choose
he said you
these.
got to
I agree
choose.
with you, but you gotta choose one of those two, man. I'm just saying.
I would have to choose. Oh my goodness, man! It's just wow.
It's hard, bro,
I would
but
choose. I would choose Julia Roberts. Yeah, man.
I
And
would too.
she
I would choose Julie, but I think that's what
just a
the
better
director
person,
was trying to
bro.
paint in
Like,
this movie. I think he was like,
yeah,
"Hey, man, in Edward's world, man, he got people that just use him, kind of like what you said, famous and Rush when y'all pointed out, like she said, hey, you don't got no real people around you." I think the director was trying to point that, like, man, he could go with the traditional type chicks, but they're like using them more than anybody. They're not
yeah.
happy. Or you have this hoe. that's
They're
that's simple.
they're more like wolves in sheep clothing. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
anytime a female is linked up to a successful dude like the trick, right? They will, stress him out and press him when he's, away doing, work stuff. The reason why they pressing him like that is because they wanna make sure that he's not gonna wife up a different chick because she wants to keep the resources for herself. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of
yeah,
time, they're not calling you up to see if you're okay. They're doing a checkup to see if you're, engaging with another female because that's a potential of them losing resources. You know what I'm saying? So really,
Yeah.
the traditional chick within that film is more of a wolf than anything. You know?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even like when he was married, when she asked him, like, man, you were the wife in the situations. He was like, man, I got one that's getting kicked out of my house right now. I was married before she took the kid and the dog. So it's just like those type prototypes of women that was probably like high class and all that stuff that people would pretty much like look up to in society was taking way more than them than, like I said, the hooker in the movie.
Yeah. I think Julia Roberts would have been wifey type if she didn't meet Kit. If she didn't meet Kit and took a good listen, if she didn't meet Kit and took a better path, finished school and everything, and I think she would have been a wifey type because she had everything except for the prostitution thing. Everything else, man, she was low key playing the wifey role for him throughout this movie. She was giving him good advice. She was supportive. She was doing a lot, man, for him, and he was low key courting her to be a wife and not knowing it.
The funniest part in the movie though, man, was after the first night he saw that wig on the floor. My man was like, oh shit. He saw the blonde wig. He's like, what did I get myself into? I got me a bald headed chick in this house. And then when he went and looked at the bed, he saw like the long hair and shit. He was like, oh, okay, word. I can work with that.
Yeah,
but yeah, he was mad nervous when he saw that wig though. He was like, oh shit.
Yeah, she looked better actually without the wig. She looked crazy with the wig.
Did, yeah.
Yo, Russ, pull up that picture when they was going shopping. Cause I think that's the because that's when I think he was he's throughout this movie. Cause if you spend too much time with a chick, you're gonna catch feelings for her. If you're spending this much time with her and doing the things he was doing, so it was inevitable for him to catch feelings for her. So I think he was basically throughout this movie courting her to be his girl unintentionally.
What scene you want me to pull up? The shopping scene?
Yeah, that was because that you just right there with her, right there when they're in the store with the white jacket on. She got on.
This right here.
Yeah, she got the little white jacket. Right, yeah, he was basically throughout this movie unintentionally courting this woman to be his girl and not knowing it.
Yeah, that's what
I want to say. That I mean, he went over there because they shitted on her, so he kind of want to go out there and kind of like check the people that shitted on her. I wouldn't say he did that, specifically to court her, but I see what.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about throughout this movie, the stuff he was doing by even making her, taking her to the business things. He was bonding with her. It wasn't intentional, but when you're doing that, you're still bonding with her.
Yeah, I mean that's a form of seduction, man. Know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I mean that's why he fell for the okie doke towards the end. Know what I mean?
And
yeah,
I think this. Oh, go ahead. Now I was gonna say in this scene right here, man. I think this is where, like, because you remember he was in a couple scenes, man. He's just sitting back watching her reaction to stuff. So all this like shopping and shit. You remember she didn't even know how to shop. So he's just sitting there watching this. He's like, that's like I said. He's just seeing how simple she is, and which she's just having fun with it. Where it just showed like a level of appreciation and gratitude that he never seen, because like I said, probably the other prototype of women that he was dealing with, they just had entitlement. Like, man, give me your card so I could go buy some shit. And they're probably just bored throughout the process. So when he was like looking back, he's like, damn, she just has a good time in any dynamic and she's just enjoying life, man, where the other ones just have entitlement. So that's why I think the scene where like it's like the tides kind of start, changing. Because even the one where they went out to the business thing, like what Famous is saying, man, she's just having a good time. She's stepping in the grass, man. She ain't scared to get like dirty and shit. So yeah, that's where he just recognized that. He's like, damn, man, this is totally different than these upclass hoes.
She was simple. She like you said, she wasn't a gold digger or none of that, and she appreciated everything. That's why she would tell him like, yo, you spend this much money on this, when he was telling her the prices and stuff. And she was just shocked that somebody would spend that much money on that. Because I think she wasn't really about the money. She was really about survival. What she was doing was she was being a prostitute for survival, basically.
Yeah, definitely. And the only reason she had to go shopping, it's not like she was asking him for shit. Is you remember he was like, "Hey man, you need to get a dress for tonight," you know.
Yeah,
So
that was his
that's
idea.
like so yeah, she just was like appreciative and enjoying the fact that she was getting stuff and she wasn't demanding it, you know, making a request for shit.
Yeah, but when you do that, you low key but you're bonding with her. You low key gonna catch feelings and
Oh yeah,
intentionally
no,
like,
definitely. Yeah, you
yeah,
started catching the feelings.
yeah, that's what you can't do. That's the problem. Like my man Minister Jab said, that's why you can't. What my man Minister Jab said? That's why you gotta stay. You can't be spending time with them fat girls because you're gonna end up catching feelings. Because this is unintentionally he's bonding with her. Like even though he's not trying
indirectly,
to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
indirectly.
Russ, oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, Rush, can you pull up the one picture where she was like in the bed sleeping? Because that's the one where he was just like, he was like, oh.
That's when, yeah, that's when. I think that's when it started. Like that's when he started catching feelings when he first saw her like that.
Yeah, but that's after like he saw that wig on the floor. He was like, oh shit, because you know how motherfuckers will wake up after hitting something and they get that what's that
Post nut clarity.
Post nut clarity. So he was all nervous. He was like, fuck. What did I get myself into? But when he saw, I think it was up more. It was like right before that the picture that we just saw. It was up more. Shout out to my man Famous for getting the visuals, man.
Yeah,
man.
There it is. It's the one where she's like laying down right there. Yeah. So when he saw the hair and shit, he was like, "Oh, thank God, this bitch ain't bald headed."
Yeah, I got it in my notes too. I got the moment he fell in love. This is when he started. This is when he started catch feelings. This scene right here.
Yeah, this where he was like, okay, she kind of bad. He was like, man, I was a little nervous. I saw the blonde wig on the ground. He was like, I thought I was about to see a booger wolf. So he's like, oh, okay, she's official.
Yeah, that's what, man. It's hard, man, because beautiful woman, men's kryptonite.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the problem, man.
Especially when she got dolled up. That's when he was like, okay, yeah, you know what? I could work with this. He was like, look, if I take her to New York, she's no longer a hoe in New York.
Yeah, that's how. Okay, I'm glad you said that because that's exactly how men think. Yeah. That's exactly how men think.
He was like, look, she a hooker in Hollywood. She ain't no hooker in New York. He was like, shit, I'm an upgrader. I'm gonna change her life. God damn it. That's the psyche of a trick.
Yep, and that's the same reason why women, like back in the days when they used to strip and stuff, they used to go to another state. If they're known in that, so they won't be known as hoes in their state, in their home.
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah, they'll travel like 2 states over.
Yeah, so they be stripping in PA, but they come to New York. They're not. They're stripping in New York, but in their home they're not a hoe, and nobody knows about it. That's why they used to do. But now everybody being a hoe is like fucking that is normal now.
Yeah, Fame, because even think how wild it is, man. Like, you know, in this time frame, man, this is where, you know, people ain't grow up with the whole social media. I mean, this was like the Polaroid era. You damn near had to go to like you take a picture of something, you got to go get that shit developed. But now, man, you know, we got all these chicks that's on like OnlyFans and shit doing stuff at this magnitude. So yeah, that's the crazy dynamic. Looking back at this movie, man, where it's just like how somebody like that kind of had a stigma, but it's just like normalized now.
Yeah, that's crazy because like, yeah, basically.
Yeah, and I think got sugar baby websites now. So
yeah, prostitution is basically legal right now.
All right, which other photo scene you want to go to?
Oh, we can go to the one where he almost got booked messing with this chick. Remember they about to kick him out the hotel. Remember? Go to the scene where the owner of the hotel confronted her.
The hotel manager pretty much was telling her to not be a little bit more discreet, and that pretty much because it's a bad look for the hotel to see a pro in there, But the hotel manager was actually cool about the situation. He wasn't finna kick nobody out. It's just that he
was cool. He got cool, but at first he wasn't. He
knew what it was. That's why I like the hotel manager. He knew what it was, And he pretty much, was cordial with the pro and pretty much telling the pro like, yo, listen, man, if you're gonna be over here, you can't hold the image of being a pro because this is
Yeah.
this is a well established, this is a well successful establishment, so you can't come around here looking like a pro. Like he even
Yeah,
taught her
he's
how to have like etiquette dealing with
Right there.
spoons and which one? This one?
Go down. That's the one we confronted her. There, it's down right there. Yeah. That's when.
No, I agree with what Rush though. He was trying to give her game because he was like, "Look, man, this ain't no fucking Econo Lodge. Like, we
Yeah,
got
but
we got we
I think
got
she
real
chunked
money
up.
up in here. You gotta step your game up."
I think she all of the people in this movie was trying to hit. I think she charmed them all into giving her the benefit of a doubt.
I ain't catch that vibe from the hotel manager, but I did catch that vibe from
Nah.
the attorney though. But the attorney nigga, he ain't had no game, bro. He just had money.
Nah, but
So
the attorney guy, his attorney was trying to prove a point that she's a hoe. That's what he was trying to do, and trying to make he's trying to convince his was they friends?
nah, I
I think
mean
in a
he
rare
was.
way, man, they were kind of
In a
somewhat
They
business
were
way,
friends,
only
right?
but
friends
not
because he
really.
made him rich, man. Like their relationship is based on the trick making the attorney rich. So
All right, so
it
more of a
was
business
a sick
relationship.
friendship. It was a sick friendship. And Shorty peeped that. She was like, damn, you got all these fake niggas around you, my nigga. Like, yo, you need to do something about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Is the business relationship? His name was Phil. So Phil was like, all right. Phil had the potential to be a psycho simp too, by the way, because he was trying to force
Oh
himself
yeah.
on her and all types of stuff.
Yeah,
But
he put hands on her. Like he slapped the shit out of her, bro.
yeah,
I was
and
like,
I think
damn, nigga.
at first I think he was doing that to prove a point to Edward that she was a hoe, and to the end, and when he got pissed off that he blew the deal. But I think he was just trying to convince him that he's a hoe. So because she was
Yo,
he was
let's unpack on the attorney. And this is what most
pull him
uh
up.
su- suckers and psycho simps make this mistake. Just because a female has a reputation for the streets don't mean she gonna let you hit. You still have to have somewhat of wordplay to be able to convince even a pro to sleep with you, man. Know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, and this is where most of you suckers and simps make this mistake. Yeah, she got a reputation of being passed around, but you know, it doesn't mean it's 100% guaranteed that you're gonna be able to smash. You know what I mean? And a
Nah,
lot of
facts.
times when they get hit with that rejection, they respond really violently. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's
Pull
what
him
you
up,
call a
Russ.
psycho simp, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a
he has
picture of
some
him.
entitlement, like in their head,
Yeah.
because they feel like, man, since they got that title, he's like, man, you should just do this anyways. But I think there was some deeper shit with Phil, man. I think low key, man, he was on some rainbow shit because it's almost like he was hovering over Ed, just like following him around, trying to be involved in all his
I
like life,
mean,
man.
I wouldn't say that. I think the lawyer was just worried about him making like getting money, like because like I said before, their relationship is making him rich, making the attorney rich. That's why they were cool, but because and that's why he had such a problem with the pro because the pro got him hip to the game on like, hey man, this is a fucked up relationship you got with your attorney, bro. I mean, she didn't say that like directly. It was kind of like indirectly, but yo, the trick within the film, he peeped that, and he wasn't green no more between his relationship with the attorney. And what solidified it is when he came back home and caught the attorney trying to force himself on the pro, and he realized like, yo, this nigga is not a good person at all. That's when he put
Yeah,
hands on him and kicked him out the crib.
But like
yeah,
Ed was like the boss, but he was still trying to like overstep them boundaries and just out of order and shit. So that's what I'm saying. He was pushing the limitations on like authority and that friendship. That's why I was like, man, Edward was on some other, like you said, it definitely tied into the money, but it was also some control dynamics. Like, man, you know, he's doing this. Let me go over here. Let me go in this place and jump on, you know, whoever he has. So he was overstepping them boundaries way hard, man. So yeah, that's why I said it was on some weird dynamic. It was deeper than just like I get money with this guy
Yeah, I think
because that's your
Phil.
boss, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Phil he cared about the business. That's why he was so upset with the woman, because you can see throughout the movie he was telling her like, yo, you messing up the business. He that's all he cared about, was making money in the business. He ain't get like, and Julia Roberts was trying to get between that by giving him good advice. So that
But
was kind of
like
messing up the business.
in the earlier scene, you know, when they had the little party and stuff where, you know, Ed was talking to his ex and he was like asking her the question. If you saw Phil, man, he was like around all the other females, you know, trying to act like he had game and stuff, like interacted. So yeah, he was like he was trying to be flamboyant, but he just had no game and stuff. But since he was rich and probably around Edward, he would get some attention then. So he was like them dudes that you know, that hang around with like a guy with got game. You always got the one that don't get no girls, but he's waiting for the crumbs off the table.
Oh,
That's what I
shit.
kind of got from Phil, man. He was a hang
Yeah.
around like shit. Hey, toss me a couple.
Yeah, and like Rush said, like, I don't listen, hoe or not, you don't take nothing from no woman. You don't force yourself on no woman. That's just psycho simp behavior. Like, you got to give, even if she hoe, you got to give her common respect, common decency too. Like,
Yeah, you ain't entitled to shit. So I agree with
Yeah,
what Rush was saying.
nigga, like,
you still
yeah,
got to respect them as a human. Like, you don't got to respect what they
yeah,
do, but you got common courtesy. Like, you gotta still do that. You cannot just force yourself on a woman just because you think, she's a hoe. Like, that's not the route you ever take.
But like anytime like a guy wants to run behind like one of his people's girls and stuff like that, they already got a warped mindset. That's what I'm saying. Something's wrong with that psyche. Cause man, it's a big world, man. Especially like they live in New York. They going to places like California. It's like, man, there's too many women for you to be trying to like run up behind your boss, your friend, whoever.
I don't think Phil think that was his girl though. I think that's the point he was trying to prove. He was like, she's a whore. She's for everybody. That's why I think that's the point he was trying to prove. Like, you think this is your girl? All right, I'm gonna try to hit. And then remember, she was at the when they was at the racehorse, and she's talking to the other guy, and he was trying to tell her like, look, she's making transactions, and you think this is your girl? I think that's the point he was trying to prove. But like, she's a whore. She belongs to everybody. I think that's what Phil was trying to prove, but that he went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yo, Phil is just, and that's how you know he was just focused on the money, is because before he figured out Shorty was a pro, right? Like he thought like she was sent to spy on Ed, which was the trick, to see what kind of deals he's trying to solidify with the old head. But that's what Ed kept it a buck with him. It's like, yo, man, she's not a spy, bro. She's a pro.
Yeah.
And that's when he realized, like, okay, she's not a spy. So his main focus dealing with Edward is the bread. Like, he didn't want nobody to mess up that bread. But towards the end of the film, like, he didn't make the extra bread he was supposed to make. They end up being partners, and nothing got sold.
Yeah, and I think he blamed Vivian for that. That's why he was so
did.
aggressive with her. He blamed Vivian for that, because he was saying like, yo, you let this whore get between the business. That was his mindset. That's why at the end he was so angry about that.
Yeah, nah, he definitely was upset. But yeah, my man stepped them down because they still would have made business, made some money with the. It was just a different business model, but he just wanted to like, because what they call them, corporate raiders, man, where they go into businesses and just they use any tactics, sell off the businesses. So that's what they was doing.
They're doing cutthroat business.
Yeah, so that he was just so used to that business model where he didn't want to adapt. Where what's his name started seeing, man, you know what, man, I could also build shit too. I don't have to just go take it over, do all these tactics. I could, work with people and build shit up and, still make money.
Yeah.
So that's where he made that pivot and shit. Cause like what you guys were saying, he saw that connection with the old guy somewhat like kind of resolving some issues he had with his father. Like, nah, you know what? I'm not going to, they got good people. Let me go ahead and help them fix this versus like just break it apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's his name? Phil was like, fuck that. I want this chicken.
Yeah. And you can see throughout this movie, Edward, he was he could see he was kind of depressed because you didn't really see him smile or laugh. Like you didn't really see him having a good time till he met Julia Roberts.
Nah, fact. You remember because they was just in a park chilling, man. He just, man, that's why I said she pulled him to simplicity. She took him to get some hot dogs and shit.
I told you about to remember. I said make those hot dogs. Yeah, you see that, right?
Yeah,
make
he had the hot dogs.
Again.
Yeah, and so they had the hot dogs, and he was just sitting in the park reading a book and shit. So man, she just slowed him down.
Most men will fall for the okie doke because we do like simplistic shit. Like it's the little things that count with us. Now I'm not gonna explain what are those little things because I'm not trying to get you birds out here hip to the game to swindle niggas. But nigga, like I could see how.
So you ain't giving no tools out, huh?
Fell for the okie doke, yeah. You know what I mean?
Rush. Most men are like that. Are like Edward. They'll fall for it every time, especially if it's an attractive woman. That's why I said you gotta pull up that picture with them when he first saw her in the black dress. Because I think
she was looking fine in that picture. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's the moment when he turned around and saw her at the bar with the black dress. That's when he said, like, yo, this might be wifey. Because the way he looked at her, he was like, yeah, this is it. It was no turning back after that. There you go, right there.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the scene.
Look at that. Nat, look at that. Look how you looking at her. But this is why I say, man, you got your lust, it gotta be more powerful than her beauty. I mean, you gotta think through the lust.
You gotta have self-control, bro.
Yeah, you gotta think past her beauty. You gotta think past her beauty because I'm telling you, look at this. This is a prostitute.
Yeah, she cleaned up good though. Like I said, when she took that wig off and all that other shit, and she got the dress and stuff. Yeah, she knew how to play the part, man. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's where he was like, he gave her that look, like, because you remember he couldn't even recognize her. He was like looking around. He was like, damn, where's she at? That's when she got up. He was like, oh shit. He was like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Your brain gotta be more powerful than her beauty. Because I'm telling you, you'll fall for it. It's a trap, bro. That's how I fell for my baby moms, and I'm still scarred from her. I'm telling you, you can't do it. I'm telling you, man, that beauty. I'm telling you, because men, bro, we're weak. We're weak in that part. Like,
so you saying like right here? Because I get you. I always be telling dudes, man, you can't be infatuated by beauty. But you think right here, this is where he saw her. He started making a justification in his head, like, well, I could overlook it. She's okay. That dude be happening.
Right? This scene, he forgot that she was a prostitute. And after this scene, he didn't look at her as a prostitute no more. After this scene right here, he didn't look at her like that.
Yeah.
Because first, you can see that before this, he was still a little skeptical. You can see that he wasn't really with it like that until he made that business transaction with her and start cleaning her up and, unknowingly courting her. But this scene right here is when he forgot all about that shit. He was like, nah. I might can work with this.
Yeah, this was one of the pivotal ones. But I think the one scene that changed his mindset when she was gonna walk away and she left the money on the bed. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna take the money. And she was about to leave. And when he saw that she left the money, that's when he was like, oh shit, she ain't even transactional like that. She's willing to leave the money. That's where I think that was the turning pipe where he was like, she's not a hoe. I could marry this. That
was the nail in the coffin. But you heard what she said after that, right? I want the fairy tale. That's the key word. Remember she said that?
She did say, yeah.
She said, because she said, what can I give you? What do you want? She said, I want the fairy tale. Nigga, I almost turned off the movie. Listen, man. Listen, I don't matter how good she was, how she acted. There's no hope for hoes. You can't be a prostitute and get the fairy tale ending. And this is what that movie wanted you to see. They wanted you to get out of it. They wanted you to be a hoe, you be a prostitute, and you still get the fairy tale ending. No, that's not how it works. And I like her character in here, but I can't. Just can't do it. You cannot wife him.
I think the director was like taking it a little deeper. I think he was like, look, man, like, listen up, women. If y'all don't get it together, man, there's a understanding hoe out here that could pull your man. Like simplistic and stuff. So it's like, man, y'all better like start learning and stop being so needy and entitled, man. Like there is one of those females that will come in there and be understanding, like y'all said earlier, have a little bit of riz and just be simplistic. And hey, that guy might go for the hoe over your needy ass.
Yeah, hoes trying to sell a dream. Honestly, hoes should make money teaching classes because they can teach women how to be wise. Honestly, they could. I'm telling you.
Now that was an ill line though. Famous, where she did say that. He was like, "Man, what can I get for you? What do you want?" And she was like, "Man, I want the fancy." So that money she left on the bed, that was a direct deposit on that fantasy because she got the fantasy. Goddamn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That fairy tale ending, that's the brainwash. That's that Disney programming for the simps and the hoes. That fairy tale ending, that Disney programming. Fuck you mean you're a prostitute? What you mean you want a fairy tale?
But hey, man, my man rode through the streets on a limo, man, acting like he was a knight. So she that's what I'm saying. Her actions, man, got him to conform. Yeah,
but women like that, she'll say that, and then later on, you see why you shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have.
Take half this shit. That was probably they should make a part 2.
I think they was coming out with one.
Huh?
I think they was coming out with one.
Yeah, they was talking about it.
He's in full blown. That means he's gonna be in a full blown relationship with a prostitute. Then,
I think it's a Pretty Woman part 2, bro.
Yeah, I think they made it already, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't. They never put it out. People always was talking about it because they wanted to see part 2. I do too, man.
They got it. They got it.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. It's probably like a bootleg version of it. Bro.
Nah, I got a bootleg version. I saw when I was looking at the pictures. I saw a billboard of. I saw both of them, Julia Roberts and Richard Gere.
Oh,
it was in another movie. It was like Runaway Bride. So they did like another movie with each other, but they I don't think they did like the Pretty Woman.
I know they was in talks. I know they was in talks for it, but that's gonna probably be horrible because now he's in a relationship with a hoe. I want to see how that works.
But yeah, like after her whole interaction with Edward though, after that, because you remember like he offered up like, hey man, look, I'll get you the condo. She refused all that shit. She was like, nah, you know what? She was like, I'm gonna go move to San Francisco, get her stuff together. So she was trying to get out the game after that.
Yeah.
But that's when he came back and scooped her up. So yeah, the movie did try to like create that fairy tale, but yeah, I like the message overall, man. Once I looked back at it, I was like, damn, it's actually a pretty good plot on this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and start watching some of them other ones, man. Because yeah, some of these movies was just so old, so you know you don't dig too deep into it.
Oh yeah, when I started like he was younger when they came out.
Yeah, that's why this one came out. Yeah.
But yeah, there was another one, The Proposal, the one with Sandra Bullock and I forgot the other guy's name.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, we need to throw that on the list. Notebook, like you said, we need to break that all.
Yeah, that's gonna be torture going through the Notebook. Sitting down going through the Notebook, that's gonna be torture, man. But I think the Notebook was the worst thing that happened to men.
What's the next film we gonna do?
I think we need to do The Proposal, man, because I think that's like the baseline of like new age shit that's going on, man.
Y'all want to do that Thursday? Thursday at 5?
I can't do. I'll probably have to only do weekends for a minute.
Okay. We'll set it up for the weekend then.
Okay, then. Yeah, definitely.
I ain't see that in a minute. I know there's a lot of simp shit going on in there though.
So do y'all recommend everybody go rewatch Pretty Woman, man? Like we did?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Everybody should definitely go rewatch it now if they haven't already. Because it's still a great film.
Yeah, because my wife watched it too, and she was like, yeah, because I was telling her, she was like, so what was your whole take? She's like, I know how you always be like thinking some different spin on it. And I started breaking it down. She was like, nah, that's actually like a good
Yo, SJ, you got something in the back chat. You want me to pull that up too as well?
Oh yeah, that was the sign, man. I found a picture of it.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Yeah, because I caught that. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's clever, man. I be looking at all kind of shit in the movies now.
I think this Pretty Woman film really made it it was a good film though, but I think it did condition women, to be proud hoes. I think for real, I think it made women like you can still get to have the fairy tale ending being a hoe. So it made it acceptable for like women to be hoes, kinda.
No, I agree with you.
I think it really because women love this movie. They think they don't look at it as she's being a hoe. They look at it as a love story.
Yeah, I think people, like you said, man, the kind of the takeaways with conditioning society, man, was like, you know what, I could delay everything. I could go out, have fun, man. I could do what I want to do. And yeah, that's the sign right there. That was in the movie, the one right there where you got your
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it just had the whole highlighted. So I was like, damn, okay, that's irony right there.
You see how we break down the film? Most people not thinking that deep into it. When they watch it, they see a love story. They don't see a prostitute.
Yeah, because that's why I think the issue was with it, because that's definitely what society got from the movie. They were like, hey, I could delay whatever I'm doing. I could have fun. There's always going to be the rich guy that's going to come scoop me up, change my life.
Exactly.
But I think like the directors, they definitely had a different interpretation of it. But that's why I think it's necessary for us to go back and start breaking down these movies and be like, nah, here was the actual message. y'all fucked up and missed the.
But I think Vivian, this character, she's the product of women today. They think like that today. Especially they think like that. They can have the OnlyFans and still get the fairy tale ending.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yo, SJ, you still want this up, or you want me to take it down?
No, you can take it down. Yeah, I was just showing y'all like.
Yo, Russ, put up the picture at the end of the movie where they kissing.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I hate that.
Yeah,
scene.
she had the whole what was it? The no kissing the person policy because she didn't want to catch no feelings and stuff.
Yeah, that's that scene right there when he was happy too. I was like, man, if I woke up to her kissing me, nigga, you don't kiss like 100 dicks, like what? Nah. Don't. But the end scene, I got the picture. I gave you. It's the end scene. Cause I want to tell people this right now.
Well, because in that bad scene that you was talking about,
what picture you want me to pull up? The kissing scene?
Yeah, it's at the end of the movie when he at the balcony. This nigga climbed the fire escape. Right there, the last picture. Right there you go. The kissing. Fellas, this is not a happy ending. This is not the happy ending you want with a prostitute.
But she did, man, in this scene right here though, man, she did say something that was critical, man, and that's why I'm saying like, because I get the overarching thing is like, man, you can't wife up no chick that got a bad background. So I'm 100%, but I think it was her behavior and some of the.
Cut you off. That's not a bad background. That was her present.
No, I'm just no, definitely. But I'm just saying, like, she was the only one really actually concerned about him. So that's where I think the messaging got mixed up with just the prototype of the movie. Because you remember he came up there, he's like, "Hey, man, so what's supposed to happen now after the knight or the prince rescues you?" She's like, "I'm gonna rescue you back." So showing a level of reciprocation. That's what I'm saying. Bro. So. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. She had like, if she did not have the bad background, she would be the like ideal woman to look for just based on the characteristics. But like you said, since she was a hooker, yeah, you can't mess with that. But like how she like actually cared for him and wasn't materialistic and entitled and shit. That's actually like what you should look for. Those type of characteristics, the reciprocation.
Yep. Know what that's at? That's like it's a thin line between hoe and wifey. I'm telling you, it's a very thin line. Cause you're right. Look, bro, she could have been the best wifey. Like the way she acted after, like while she was with him, when she wasn't doing all of the prostitution stuff, that's the type of girl you want. But being that she was a prostitute, you can't do it. Like, you just can't do it, bro. You cannot do it.
Yeah, she should have been eliminated from the game from that. But yeah, no, I think they was trying to show that compare and contrast. Like, hey man, a lot of y'all that would look down at these hoes, like as far as females, because you saw how the females treated her the worst. It's like, man, y'all probably really ain't better than her. y'all
Most
gossipy,
of the
y'all
time.
treat everybody like shit, you're entitled. And here it is, the one that's supposed to be transactional. She's actually the one that's like turning down the money. She's turning down the condo. You know, she's actually asking him how his day went type stuff. So yeah, I think that's where
Yeah.
the actual message was, but everybody just overlooked it and looked at the fairy tale shit.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you it's a thin line between hoe and wifey.
Yeah, no, definitely. I couldn't do it. It was funny. My wife was like, "What happened to forgive and forget?" I was like, "Oh hell no, you can't."
No,
I was like, Edward was a
you can't
wild
forget
boy.
that. You can't forget that. Not she was a full blown prostitute. I mean, she was getting
Oh, she
rocked.
was on a blade. She was on a blade for real. Like,
And you know
because
she was
even in the
doing
beginning, she
drugs.
was like using whole lingo. You remember, like, and she started like calming down because she was like, when he was explaining his job, she was like, "Okay, well, you're kind of like how I am." She did like a comparison to prostitution. She's like, "Yeah, when I sleep with guys, I'm cold blooded with it. I just like operate like a robot." He was like, "Yeah, that's how I am too." So he was relating to a hoe in a sense. I was like, "Damn, man, where you gotta get some game."
Yeah. So do y'all think it is
Yeah, I
any?
mean,
Let me ask you again. Is it any type of hoe you can wife? A stripper, or what if a chick did OnlyFans but only did bikini pics?
Nah,
nah, she for the streets, bro.
yeah, nah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
because
There's no, there's no way, bro. You just can't do it because she's still selling herself.
nah,
Well, just think about it, right? Like, if your boy was dating a chick that was on OnlyFans, right, and he tells you like, yeah, it was just bikini pics, yo, you're not even gonna think about the bikini pics. The first thing that's gonna run through your OnlyFans, oh, she getting plowed. That's the immediate reaction you're gonna have when somebody says they're dealing with somebody that's involved with OnlyFans.
Yeah,
So
the
just that,
perception.
yeah, that negative perception that comes with it is it's not worth it, bro.
Yeah,
you know.
the stigma that comes with it is not. Yeah, as I said, man, it's a thin line. That's what women got to know. Is a thin line between hoeing and wifing.
yeah, I'm glad we starting to have these conversations, man, because I think before, when like a lot of those females was jumping in them lanes, like you said, famous earlier, I think they thought, man, I could do this for a little bit, and then once I separate from that for some years, people ain't gonna care. But I think guys vocalize it to them like, I ain't fucking with that. And you go down and you cross this path, man. I think that's good for them to hear, man, because it could
I say,
prevent some females
I
from going
say,
down that path to begin with.
I say
Yeah,
this all the
that's.
time. Like, there's no going back. Once you sell
Yeah,
that
nah.
box, ain't
Hmm.
no like making that kind of transaction with your body, man. There's no way of coming back from that. You forever be a whore. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you want to be mindful on the decisions that you make because yo, man, don't even take it from me, man. Ask any guy you know. Like, yo, if your girl had a reputation of getting a tran ran through her, or she used to sell box, and the dude locks you down, that's so messed up because you deceived the sucker. You know what I'm saying? The sucker think you're really virtuous, but you're really not. And once he gets news that who you really are, like you have trains ran on you, and you sold your box, he's gonna cut you off, nigga. Like that shit's gonna be over. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just be mindful as a woman. Like, yo, man, don't sell yourself short like that, man. Yo,
yeah.
matter of fact, yo, a perfect example. Y'all know who Candace Owens is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yo, she used to be a video vixen. Y'all know that, right?
yeah. I seen the little clips that they showed of her being a video vixen. Some lame ass rapper video.
Yeah. So her friend used to get plowed by them rappers. They used to pay her, and they would let her get plowed. And Kansas Owens, she took a different route. You know, and like
Um,
didn't
you
remain
think
in
she
that
took a different
label.
route? You don't think she was involved in that at that time too?
Maybe, but she
Because
changed.
if her friend was going, if her friend
She
was
used to
going, I'm sure she was with her friend doing the same things.
Yeah, I'm quite sure too. But she didn't stay in it, you know, because look what I mean. She ended up marrying that white. Yo, you know what, man? Candace Owens is equivalent to Julia Roberts in the film, bro. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you
She
gonna
didn't
take it
stay
that
in
far?
it, nigga. She switched up, nigga. But you know,
Nah, she got the same mentality, man. That's because it's funny you say that, Rush. Because like I said, I didn't know she was doing that. I seen one little clip. I didn't look into it, but even just how she approaches social media, like she goes over the top. Because like, man, you know, she's being sued by like the president of France and shit. So man, she
yeah,
just brings so much heat to like her husband that she's with. Because you know, you look at her husband's net worth is like 100 million. She ain't got to be doing none of this shit. But the fact
Yeah.
that she needs that much attention, yeah, she's got the mindset of like a OnlyFans chick that needs like that attention. So yeah, her husband, I feel bad for dude because she bringing all that heat to to their household, and my
yeah.
man like
Didn't they
super
get a
rich,
divorce? Like they got a
huh?
divorce because of this shit, right?
Did they? I thought they were still
I'm
married and stuff.
asking. Oh, they're still married? I didn't
Yeah, I
know.
think they're still married, but yeah, I'll be like, look, why are you doing all this stuff, man? We rich, like.
Yeah, shit
But
still
like,
Yeah.
has to
even though she
somewhere,
might have
man.
not went down the video vixen route, she still has that need and desire for attention on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, nah, she still got the mindset.
Yeah. But that's one thing in the film that I didn't like because it's showing women that they can do that and still get the fairy tale ending when that's not necessarily
That's
true.
not true. That's not real. That's not. That's
For the
not
most
Yeah,
real
part,
nah,
life.
definitely.
for the
Yeah.
most part, that's the one thing I didn't like. That the message of the film, like you're not gonna get that fairy tale ending that they got is not realistic. Most of y'all are not gonna get that. That might be happens to 0.1% of the world. That might happen to, but for the most part, no man is gonna accept you after being a hoe, especially at that
The,
level of hoeing. That's like the highest level of hoeing.
Yeah, it's a
yeah, that's
pterodactyl. That's a pterodactyl, bro. That's the
the
biggest bird you can become. The worst
the
kind.
only guy the only guy that would accept that is a guy that got some like weird fetish shit. And he's gonna be on some weirdo stuff. So I think a lot of women sometimes, because they see like some girls that go down that path, they'll get married, but they don't understand like that psyche of that guy. It's gonna reveal itself once they get with him. It's like, man, there's gonna
Yeah,
be some like over the top stuff.
there's a price to pay when you sell your body to that degree. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
nah,
you,
definitely. That's what I'm saying.
especially
Like,
like
there was one.
OnlyFans.
Oh, go
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was
on
just gonna.
Only. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there was one corn star. I forgot her name. She was messing with an MAA guy, so he ended up like getting with her. But man, he beat the brakes off of her. He just snapped one day. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, like those guys that would accept that type of behavior, there's some like screws loose and stuff. So that's
Yeah,
why like females, like you're saying, Rush, it's like, man, you don't go over that. I say that third rail in life, man. You don't cross that over and sell yourself because them dudes that would accept that, there's something wrong with them. Like, and
yeah,
they're
Yeah,
dangerous. So women don't
yeah.
understand that. They're just like, well, somebody will take me how I am. Like, all right, you could keep playing with that type of guy that is
Yeah, that
accepting of
psycho
anything.
shit.
There's a reason why
Yeah,
he has to accept that.
yeah. The
yeah.
type of guy that would accept that is he ain't all the way there.
Yeah. Everybody ain't Edward. Like you said, this is a movie right here. Y'all better stop acting like this fantasy. That rich
Yeah,
guy that like got this shit together, he ain't coming to scoop you up.
yeah.
That
Because now
that
I
motherfucker
just
going to
think,
Venezuela right now.
yeah. Because some people, especially women, they watch these movies and they internalize it. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
why
no.
and some men too that don't really because I can watch it and separate reality from the movie and still enjoy it. Some people can't do that. They
Yeah.
really internalize it and believe in these characters and believe that's why they internalize it and they like these movies touch people sometimes. Like really. And they take it with them through life.
Yeah, but I mean, you see how they try to get men conditioned to be suckers since the '90s. Man, that's
Yeah.
that's that's blue pilled up all the way, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
that film alone, you know.
And this and that's why this film was a good segue into the movie reviews we're doing because I think this is the first film that was really out there like that. I don't remember any films before this when they had it this deep with a guy wiping up a prostitute.
Nah, this was like the first of its type.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is one of those originals. Yeah, this like you said, it definitely created that delusion.
And
Like,
back then it was that prostitution was frowned upon like crazy.
oh yeah, there was
So
definitely
they
a
was really
stigma.
bold.
There was some
So they
shame
was
with that.
really, yeah, they're really bold to put this out.
Yeah, because
So that's why I gotta
Julia
give it up to
Roberts'
the director.
character actually, man, shit, she'll be considered conservative nowadays.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
but you can see,
What's going on now?
yo,
Yeah.
you see more on Instagram than this movie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got chicks that I know y'all be seeing like they'll pop up like they doing fake workouts, but showing every goddamn crevice.
I'm be
Yeah,
like,
like you
Yeah,
said, you see
yo,
way more on Instagram nowadays than that. So that's why I was laughing when I was watching the movie. I'm like, I told my wife, I was like, hey man, what she's wearing right now on Rodeo Drive, that
hmm
you see motherfuckers at Walmart like
exactly. She was dressed very modest in this movie compared to today. Today, she wasn't even really showing skin like that in this movie. She was actually fully dressed, except for the scene where she was laying on the bed and it was, and they was getting it in. But other than that, she was fully clothed.
yeah.
That's crazy.
But no, I definitely did mess up quite a few people's heads, man. Yeah, that shit ain't happening though. So yeah, women they do gotta wake up from these rom coms. Like
Yeah.
these shits ain't playing out like that. They better go look at Tracy Ross, Vivica Fox, Melissa
Yeah.
Ford, and shoot, they out here struggling to find a man now because they done pushed off all their good years, running through dudes and stuff. So they struggling now in their later years.
I bet you, SJ, I bet you if you ask what Vivian was in this movie, they wouldn't even say she's a prostitute woman. I bet you they don't even remember that she was a prostitute. I bet you they just remember the love story. I guarantee you, most people probably didn't, because I know when I watched it back then, I wasn't thinking about she was a prostitute.
You said they're gonna be like, man, she's a wholesome woman, God
No,
fearing woman.
yeah, they would think she was just a street girl that was in the streets. They ain't gonna say she was a prostitute. They just remember the love story.
You know what would have been the funniest thing though, towards the end, like before he came back, say like they should have prolonged it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this would have been hilarious if they would have put her at like she went and found God. She was like, "Hey man, I'm in the church now." That would have been. She'd be like, "You know what? I'm for the church now." What they say? That's like the end form for the
Yeah, that's the final
for
form.
304 now.
pit stop for a pro. I mean, not a pro, but a bird. Like that's
Yeah.
promiscuous. Religion is always her last pit stop.
Like
Yeah.
her and Kit would have been in the church and shit, passing out Bibles on the blade.
Kid ain't never
Like,
going to church though. Kid. She's too far gone. But he went over the top, bro. He came to the hood with the fucking roses in the limo, screaming at her name at the sunroof, climbing the fire escape, bro. He was simping hard. That's why I can't give him too much credit. I was giving him a lot of credit, but I can't give him too much credit because he still fell in love with a prostitute.
Yeah, no, we were just trying to give the deeper meaning of the movie, but the overarching thing, like he married a hooker. Yeah, that's still a wild thing, but we were just focusing on the characteristics because I think that's
Yeah,
what people missed in the movie. But yeah, nah,
yeah,
my man still go in the simp category, but
yeah. I think she caught him at the right time too, because he seemed like he was really down and emotional, and he needed someone like her in his life at that time.
yeah, because all his relationships were just with takers, man.
Yeah,
So like I said, he done had a divorce, got a kid, probably had like a strained relationship with that whole thing. She took some, he had to cash out on that. Then he had a girl in his crib that was still unhappy. She's probably he was in some fly shit. So that's why he was just like, God damn, like, man, I gotta stop what I'm doing and entertain you motherfuckers. So yeah, he was burnt out with him. He was just like, damn. So like she came in and she just had simple characteristics. So even though she was a pro, he was just like, man, them other ones ain't no better because they transactional too. So
yeah.
he was looking at it like ain't no difference between y'all. Shit, all y'all the same. She's a little easier. So in his mind, he was like he put them all on the same playing field, but she was just more simplistic. So he was like, I'm good with this.
Yeah, and it's better when you know it like that because she's upfront about it. So you already know what you're getting yourself into. When you're dealing with the secret hoe, you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
And that's the thing, man. Most of these birds are secret hoes, bro. I
Yes,
say
I
I
accepted
say
that all the time.
99.9%, bro. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
I'm telling you.
let me ask y'all a question. So, like towards the end, when he was like, "Look, I'll put you up in a condo," how many females nowadays do you think would turn down that deal?
Oh, none. They would take that
None.
in
That's
a
what I'm
heartbeat.
saying. So that's why I'm saying when you look at this movie, man, that's why I was like, when I started analyzing it, I'm like, there would be no female. They'll be like, they damn near would probably be telling you, like, oh, you gotta pay my rent, you gotta do this. I'm not uh working with a man to pay bills and stuff. I'm not no roommate. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying, man, when you look at this, it's like actually like a shot towards females nowadays because they got the
Yeah.
mindset of a hooker, man. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
This movie's
Yeah.
this movie's really good because you remember at the end too when they had that argument and then he said I never treated you like a hooker and then he left and she said you just did
Yeah.
and then that's why she did that so that led into when she said no I don't want the money because this she trying to prove a point like nah I want some this she said I want the fairy tale so I think that's what led into that what led into her saying that
Yeah.
she didn't want nothing transactional after that last argument.
Yeah, she played her cards right, man, for like the situation.
Yeah,
Cause like
that's what I
I
said.
was just thinking,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, damn, okay, like the shopping thing. If he would have just gave a chick the credit card, they would have had that shit maxed out by like the end of the day. So she came back, didn't spend no money or nothing. You know, he had to damn near force her to go like shopping. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you actually look at the movie and what they were trying to relay in it, I was like, damn, okay, that is pretty good. Cause yeah, man, like a lot of females these days, man, they on sugar baby sites. You know, they're
Yeah,
like, hey, these guys got paid this for me. So yeah, it's just crazy, like how they try to do that. Like I said, to compare and contrast with her
yeah,
being a prostitute versus like how takers, operate in
yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the hoes are really like. Cause I met hoes in the past that was mad cool that I just couldn't deal with. Like I'd be like,
Yeah, I
damn,
couldn't
man.
do it.
I'd be like, damn, because I met girls that was out there. Like I was like, damn, not prostitutes. 'Cause I would never do that. But they just, had too many body count or something. They just something about them. I'm like, damn, if it wasn't for that, I could probably wife you.
Yeah, they
Cause it
just
was
they
so
went too
cool.
far. They went too far with the fuckery. So like you said, it's like if y'all
Yeah,
ain't crossed that line, boy, you would have been all right. But
yeah.
jerk
I
can't be
just
with
can't
you
do
after
it.
you got.
Fam, you gotta explain to the audience, right? Like
Yeah.
why you wouldn't wife up a chick with a high body count. Because it seems like a lot of these birds out here have a hard time understanding that, well, what's the big deal? You've had sex too. What kind
Yeah.
of rebuttal would you give to that bird? Talk to him.
Her state of mind is not right, and plus you're resented later on as yourself because all you're gonna be thinking about is the guy that she slept with, and you don't want no type of girl like that. And plus, your past dictates your future, so your past decisions that can alter your future. And you don't want a girl that's been with a bunch of guys. That should just is
Okay,
this
so what if the bird is hitting you with another rebuttal like, well, you're insecure. You should be comfortable to the fact that I've had a few partners. What's your
no
rebuttal to that?
no because you take in for one thing you take in all the spirits of the man you've been with too. So your mind is not gonna be in the right. You ain't gonna be in your right state of mind. You got the energy of all these different men, and
let me.
sometimes, go ahead, that's it.
Oh no. You if you cooking, man, keep going because
And
I
sometimes
wouldn't mind answering it.
that can alter the DNA of a woman, the men that she's been with. So that's why you see sometimes the child can have characteristics and features of the ex or the past men that she's been with. That's a true a known thing.
Yeah,
I,
okay. What Fame is talking about is like every time a guy releases himself inside of a woman, like his DNA not only remains inside her body, but it remains inside of this her brain stem. So a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
alters her
times
DNA too.
a lot of times when men sleep when females sleep with a lot of men, those DNAs never leaves her body. It remains in her body till she dies. So if she gets pregnant by, like I say, by the 100th guy, well, a lot of times the body will take pieces of old DNA of the exes and put them together with the current boyfriend. And when the baby comes out, the baby ends up looking like, the ex, or, like nothing like the current boyfriend she's dealing with now, because all those DNAs she slept with, all those guys she slept with, all their DNA remain in her body, and a body will take pieces of those DNAs to conjure up the baby after she gets impregnated by the current boyfriend.
Y'all niggas
Yeah.
wild. That shit ain't no. that ain't
Nah,
factual,
that's
man.
like
I don't
real.
think that's
Like that's a
proven, man.
real. Nah, that's a
Exactly.
real that's a real scientific study. That's like real. You know what I'm saying?
There's a SJ. There's something that came out where a chick had a baby and it had the DNA of two men. So it was both of the men's child.
Oh, okay, I have to look at that, man. I don't. Yeah.
But you'll learn to resent it too. Like it's gonna eat you. If you know your girl's been she slept with all these men, it's gonna eat you alive throughout the relationship. You're gonna resent it, and you're gonna resent her.
Well, let me to answer that question as far as like why you shouldn't do it. I think once females start having a lot of sexual partners, see, everybody tries to hide, so they'll never say this, but it's almost a form of rejection for them. Cause say like if they have all them guys, and typically there's guys that they like and they want to retain, they want to hold on to that guy, but once they keep sleeping with these people and then they don't end up with them for like a long term, it's a form of rejection. So they start getting bitter. So when women start going through that process and they keep going through like guys and, they get ghosted and stuff, the dudes like jump off, move on. When they get bitter, man, they start becoming more transactional. So you see chicks with typically like high body counts, man, they're like, oh, you got to do this for me. They start developing that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, I think it's not good for them to do it, because it's almost like they start looking at it like, well, if these guys keep rejecting me, man, then you know what? They need to give me some monetary compensation. So that's where they start developing like that hardcore, harsh, mindset where it's just like, you need to do all this for me. I'm not doing shit for you. So it's like no longer reciprocal. You can't have no growth with them. That's when they'll get with you. They'll try to jump off and leave. They have to keep finding like things to entertain them, because it's like they're always just kind of have a bored mindset there. So I think that's why like you don't want a female that like has a high body count, because it's just like it does something to them psychologically when they face all that rejection and shit. It fucks them up. They won't say it, but that's what typically happens to them. They're super transactional.
Yeah, and to elaborate more, they can't no longer pair bond with you either. When they had that many men, they can no longer pair bond with one man.
Well, it's just like even when you look at the divorce rate, why they file so quick. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, there's bad guys out there, but with a lot of them, that's why they're just, be like, oh man, I'm bored. So that's why we're all not supposed to be doing a lot of the stuff that we be doing out here, because it just makes you impatient. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. They're just impatient. They think like the grass is always greener. Somebody's always waiting to scoop them up. And that's how they end up getting fucked up, because, they keep doing that and, going through these cycles and stuff. And it just, like I said, it fucks up their mind over time and stuff. So that's why you see a lot of people in these psych meds and shit.
Yeah. And they could, to elaborate, they can't pair bond. They become jaded too. But like you said, SJ, a lot of us are not supposed to be doing what we're doing now. Like, it's not meant, we're all men and women. We're not meant to be just going around dating all these people like this all these years. Because every person you get with after that is just, you're gonna put in less effort with them. Like, let's say you've been every Valentine's Day or something you did with somebody, you doing the same thing over and over again. It's gonna get boring. You're gonna be tired of doing this with every woman. Now you gotta do it with this woman. Now you gotta do it with this woman. Now you gotta do it with this woman. So it gets exhausting. And that's why a lot of people just settle for anything eventually, because they just happy to have anything.
Yeah. But the second part where you was asking that question, Russ, is like, if they come and they say, well, you're insecure of this, it's like, hell no. Nah. It's actually, I say it's masculine, and I also think it's confident when you could analyze something that might end up being bad with you, because like I was laid out, like somebody with that mindset could come in there and then they get bored and they run and try to take half your paper. I think it's smart that you're able to analyze stuff and be like, nah, I'm not fucking with it because I'm not gonna pull something in my life, man, that couldn't have stability with anybody else. Like if you have to have like high numbers as a female and nobody liked you, why the fuck would I take that risk, and try to retain you when 70 other motherfuckers can't? So I could have ego and be like, well, I'm different from the rest. It's like, nah, that's stupid. So yeah, nah, I think when people say insecurity, it's like, nah, I'm just not dumb, shorty. And good luck with that. You could probably convince the other guy that probably like lacks confidence that he's insecure. He should take that bad deal. But as far as your boy, sophisticated jerk, hell nah, I make good decisions over here. Kick rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to me because a lot of times these women would develop a strong entitlement spirit, especially if the dude is successful. Perfect example, Kai Cenat. He breaks up with with this bird, right? Now this bird named Gigi feels like she has the right to keep his penthouse after they done broke up. And that's just crazy to me, man. It's getting so bad to the point where, like this level of entitlement and arrogance is getting so bad to the point where they might not be no more suckers and simps, man. It might be just a small fraction left, man, in the future wise, if this keeps going on. For you to feel so entitled to the point where after the nigga breaks up with you, that you have some sense of entitlement towards the penthouse. Like
Yeah.
you guys are not together no more. So when do you come back to reality? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the man that's insecure is the man that allows the woman to do whatever she wants because he's insecure about losing her. That's the real
Right.
insecure man.
That's
That's the man
100%
that's really
right there.
insecure.
Yeah.
He's insecure because he's not confident in himself that he can get another woman. So he allows his woman to do whatever she wants.
Yeah, but that was a good question there, Rush, because, yeah, people be talking. Like, I even hear dudes now like, oh, you should, why are you asking that body count question? So I'm like, man, just because y'all dumb and y'all tolerate anything, man, that don't mean I'm going down that path. I don't give a fuck, because I've been on panels, they be
Yeah.
saying that dumb shit. I be like, look, just because y'all ain't got no requirements or anything, hey, I'm
Let
asking.
me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. Another question. What are your thoughts on men that accept those high body count? Like, I don't care about her body count. Her past is a past. I'm the guy in town, and she's the one. She's into me. Like, what are your perspective on those kind of suckers, man? Because that's a whole different level of delusion.
To me, man, honestly, guys that tolerate anything, they're either just they're driven by their desires, man. And they'll tolerate anything. That's the reality. They're gonna try to frame it like, "Oh, I do this because I'm just confident." It's like, no, you just tolerate anything. You scared to go out there and put that work in and align what you need to be aligning with. So they kind of lazy with the game. Actually, if you kind of analyze it, they're just willing to grab anything. And
Yep.
where it's just like, hey, I'd rather go seek mine out and line who carries themselves a certain way. And it's kind of a protection thing too, because it's like, hey, I'm never gonna have to deal with issues because I go out there, I find a mindset that goes along with stuff also. So nah, they stupid, man. They want to take them shortcuts, man, because it's the easier path, honestly. So they willing just to pull anything in their life.
Bump into those type of dudes on different panels on TikTok, and it's just like, yo, like, they don't like the message that I put out online. And it's just like, yo, nah, man, like, yo, you shouldn't deal with a chick that's been promiscuous and that has a high body count. Like, she's not deemed worthy to be a wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they have a hard time with the message I put out now,
Yeah, because like,
that's those male feminists.
Yeah, but like I said, nobody's ever gonna come out and tell the truth. That's why I had to recognize this on YouTube. Everybody's trying to spin and justify their bullshit. So like, if you're a confident male, you should always want the best because if you built yourself up that way. But if you're lacking something, yeah, you go and you grab anything. You'll tolerate anything. but they're gonna try to like spin it, be like, oh well, nah, you should have worried about this. It's like, nah, pimping. I know this mindset stuff. Nah, you go if you build yourself up, you go seek what's right. It might
Yeah.
take a little bit more work and stuff, but it's gonna pay off better in the back end. So
Yeah.
yeah, them type of dudes that be taking all that stuff, yeah, nah, there's something broken in them. They ain't gonna tell you that, but it's like I know, and that's why a lot of times, man, if you don't, you see on panels like a lot of them type of dudes don't come around me because they hear the message and they know what's up. They know deep down inside why they got to tolerate certain things. Like you could phrase anything on a YouTube video and make yourself sound great, but it's like deep down inside, like if we really like breaking shit down, we know why you got to do that shit.
Yeah, and that goes, Rush. That goes with the movie breakdown. A lot of them are conditioned. They're conditioned to think that way. They're male feminists. They probably liberal. They probably voted for Kamala Harris, and they simps, and they got to pay these simp dues eventually. So I say, listen, let them take that route. They'll learn.
Yeah, because I mean, just even look up, man. I was looking at something, man. The STI rates, what people are walking around with, man. If you willing to roll the dice with your own health too, like, man, shit, hell nah. Like I want the best of everything. Like I'm willing to put that work in. So if you ain't got a mindset like that, hey, that's fine. That's your preference. But yeah, my preference is, hey, I want the best of the best, and I'm gonna go out there and I'll search that out. The world's a big place, man. I don't need to settle for shit.
Yeah, 3.9 billion women.
Facts.
Listen, man, those simps, you gotta let them pay their simp dues, man. You can't tell them nothing. They've been conditioned. That's what I said. Movies like this condition men and women. They've been conditioned since since birth to think the way they do, especially if they're liberal and they're deep. They far left like that. They definitely gonna side with women.
But man, I don't even think a lot of it is conditioning anymore, man. Because I know like real like dudes in my life that could actually pull, man. Like they got their stuff together, but man, I'd be like, hey man, watch out, go over in these areas, man. Because me and my wife, we'll go out a lot on the weekend, so we'll go and hit up a museum or something, and I'll be hitting people up. I'm like, yo man, I went over here in this area. There's all kind of girls out here reading books. Y'all need to come down here and check them out. Nah, man, I don't want to go down there. So I just think, man, when people are scared to step out of their comfort zone, they just gotta grab whatever's close to them. And a lot of times it's like, man, if you're scared to go into new environments, you know what? Most guys just go to a club or a bar and shit. So that's why, they're just grabbing the girls that probably got the party animal types that get ran through. So that's why they have to justify it. But it's just like, man, when you put yourself in new environments, man, you willing to go out and about and you ain't scared to like pull up on somebody like, hey, excuse me, man, you could find like a different patch of women that don't have all them like qualities and stuff. You vet them out, but a lot of them are scared to do it. Cause that's my wife, man. We be going out. We be like, I'll be hitting people. I'm like, yo, man, there's like chicks all around here just sitting out on this lawn reading books and shit. And they looking like, please, somebody come talk to me. I be hitting all kind of people on the jack. They be like, nah, man, I don't want to go. So that's what I think it is, man. That's why I said they kind of lazy with the game.
I think that's simp behavior too. Those guys that want the life of the party ass chicks. I would never wife a chick that's at the club. That's not even the type of chick I want. I don't want a chick that go to the club. So I won't be meeting no chick at the club.
But a lot of them dudes, they want easy shit so quick because they don't even want to sit there and have the conversation. Because, like a dude like me, I like the art of like pulling a chick. Where it's like, man, you have a conversation, man. You got her laughing. You got the sense of humor. Since they probably lack some personality, that's why they just like, you know what, give me the chick that's like easy. Yeah. Cause I don't want to I ain't got no character. I can't make her laugh and shit. So let me just go the safe route, Yeah.
Right. They want their girl to be the life of the party. They want her to have the character in a relationship. That's why. And that's why a lot of those men, they play the background to their girl.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, but they be trying to, I like how you asked that, Russ, because, yeah, they do be trying to pull that insecurity thing. I'll be like, man, y'all know what's...
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, everybody try to spin shit, man. That's the YouTube shit now. Like, let me justify my bullshit and try to spin it. Nah, hell nah. You a fucking idiot if you out here. With all the females on this planet, you want the one with everybody done ran to and got rid of her ass. That's what you telling me? Like, that's what we supposed to be doing? Like, where the fuck does that make sense?
You can't even take those men. You can't even take those men serious that be using female lingo.
Now, if you just look at the run through shit, I understand. Like, yeah, I got no argument with you. You're like, look, I'm just running through shit. Makes sense. But yeah, when they be trying to tell you like, oh, you shouldn't be worried about that. You should be, man, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
man.
man
I
the other
told
day
you.
told me in
Yeah.
the comment, who hurt you? A man saying like that. I told you, those men that use female lingo, you can't take them serious at all. I didn't even respond. Like, I don't even take them serious.
Yeah, I
They're
don't.
not men.
Yeah.
no, but that's where it's just like, man, in life, you're supposed to build yourself up to the point, man, where you dictate what you tolerate and your preferences. So I ain't really mad at anybody's preferences. I'm like, man, do you? But I'm always gonna tell people the truth on shit. But yeah, now if you don't build yourself up, then yeah, you got to tolerate some bullshit. So a lot of them, that's what, like I said, they're trying to pin their what they're projecting, what they have to
Yeah.
accept and tolerate in life because they can't, they can't afford to be picky. But if you got your shit together, then yeah, nah, you could go out there and you can have different preferences and tolerance level than they can because if you build yourself up the right way. So they don't want to see the dynamic that you probably put yourself at. And that's why you could be like, oh, hell no, I ain't got to accept that. You know what I'm saying? If you got Rolls Royce money, man, you ain't got to go out there and be like ooh and all over a Honda Civic. like,
Yeah,
like, man,
guess
I'm
what?
over here at
SJ.
this car lot. I don't have to be on the same car lot y'all on.
But
Right.
SJ, there's a lot of men that built themselves up and they still think like that.
Oh yeah, nah, facts. Yeah, they still trying to. They still thinking Honda Civic is a Porsche, but that's on them. Like, hey, I can't help it if you got like a mental illness, baby. I don't. I ain't got no psyche problems.
Facts.
And plus, like with me too, like a lot of them dudes are also infatuated with beauty. So like,
Yeah.
if they could
That's
get a pretty chick, because that's the new, they probably didn't have access to that when they was younger. So if they get a pretty chick, she could do whatever. She could have the worst background. They're just like, hey, she's bad. I gotta accept this. Whereas I think guys that actually have confidence and stuff, they'll be like, I'll drop in looks to get something that's like, better. So you might catch me with a 5, but she gonna be in
yeah.
order. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the differences.
She could be a 5, but she's gonna be a 10 at person. Her character is gonna be a
Yeah,
10.
definitely. And how
Her
she
char-
carry
but
herself.
that's why I said during this review, your brain got to be more powerful than her beauty.
Nah, facts. Yeah, I like how you said that. Yeah, that
Yeah, you gotta
infatuation,
think.
man.
Yeah, you got to think. Yo, you got to think. Outside of her beauty, because that is not everything. And once you get used to seeing her, like it's gonna her looks fade too. So
Nah,
her
facts.
character is gonna be her character's forever. So the person who she is what's gonna stick with you for life.
It's like, most dudes, right? I mean, I know most guys, their ideal woman is a dime piece, but man, most of y'all, if y'all niggas did have access to a dime piece, you're not gonna like that bitch, man. Trust me, man. You're not gonna like
Yeah,
her, bro.
yeah. And plus,
I'm
your woman's gonna be the most beautiful to you anyway. Once you with her,
Yeah.
you know, like if I have a girl, I don't care what she looks like to anybody else. To me, the whole presentation is what I look at. So she's the most beautiful woman to me, regardless. I don't care how you look.
Yeah, facts. But like, yeah, if you could get, say, like, because I get attraction is important to people, but it's supposed to be like I like what Famous said, man. You're supposed to roll in like the characteristics, the treatment in that process also. So it should be like you got the attraction component, but it's just like, okay, man, how's the treatment? You got to grade those other areas also.
Yeah.
And then,
If she,
it's just like, so like if you go out, you say you shoot your shot at a dime, but she got a nasty attitude, you're supposed to walk away from that. But like I said, they'll be like, well, she'll
Yeah,
come
eat
around. I
that.
could
Yeah.
buy
I'm like,
her
you a
compliance.
sucker. You a
yeah,
sucker, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
You gonna take up that abuse because she looks good? Like that shit makes no
yeah,
sense to me, my nigga. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, nah, I see it in my man. Like I said, I know some individuals like that, and I'll be like, man, how can you fall in love with somebody that treats you and talks to you like that? Like I can't
Crazy.
do it.
Listen, your woman,
Dog, I'll
as
kill a
long as
bottle of Jergens before I go that route. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, listen, as long as she's decent, you're attracted to her. She takes care of herself. Listen, her character is a dime, then she's a dime.
Yeah.
That's what matters the most. Her way of thinking and her character.
But yeah, no, that body count shit that matters, boy. Anybody that say
Yeah.
that you just look
Yeah,
at them
man.
sideways. That's why I look at them. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what type. I already know their mindset. That's why I'm saying I don't say nothing to buzz people out. But when I hear that, I'm like, whew, okay, like
And they're quicker to leave you too. Those women like that, so they so used to having different men. They're quicker to leave you.
dog, they're never satisfied, man. After a certain
Yeah,
point, because they're broken. Like I said, they don't face so much rejection. They're just like they become a taker. That's why they're just like, man, I got to get in this relationship. I got to extract what I can, and I gotta. A lot of times, guys get rid of them too because it's just like you get tired of being with somebody that's transactional because it's just like, damn, when's this shit stop? It's kind of like Homeboy and Pretty Woman. It's just like, damn, y'all always unhappy. I gotta always try to like pick you up. So not only do you got to deal with your own shit that you got to deal with in your own life, you know, especially if you're an ambitious person, it's like now I got to entertain your emotional instability and shit. So you just get burnt out. So they just like, hey man, I can't deal with this shit no more. So that's why they got that taker mindset. They're like, I got to get whatever I can before this motherfucker discard me.
Wake
So that's why
up.
I'm saying they'll
Yeah.
jump from guy to guy and they keep on building this bitterness. Like, damn, they keep rejecting me, but they're not changing their attitude
yeah,
enough. And they're just blaming guys like, oh, well, man, just this. But they want you to pay for their bitterness level. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
want that's where they get transactional. They're charging you for like their bad decision making and their unwillingness to change their personality. So yeah,
Exactly.
when guys get
Exactly.
them high body chicks, they're charging it to the game for their lack of decision making.
Hmm.
yeah. And a lot of women today are making it so obvious that it's transactional that's turning a lot of men off. So, like Rush said, I think in the future there's not going to be so much simps. It's still going to be some there, but I think it's slowly but surely fading away because a lot of women are just making it too obvious. They're being too bold and too confident in being hoes and making shit transactional.
Yeah, you hear some of them talk, man. I was like, literally, I want to do this review with you guys. So I was looking at this podcast and the dude Truth Hurts, he was like
Yeah,
Oh
doing an interview
yeah,
with a
yeah.
female man, and she was just like, "You got a chick got a kid, 45, and she's like, you got to pay all my bills. You got to do this. I'm not doing nothing." He asked her like, "What you bring to the table?" "I'm not gonna answer anything. I am the table." So that's how I'm like, man, if you like hearing this shit, like you think I'm a guy should be going forward that like that? Hell no. Yeah, but that's
yeah,
their mindset. A lot of them got that, and they got baggage and shit. That's why I'm like, this shit crazy.
yeah. A lot. That's why a lot of men they like, yo, I'm done. I'm done dating. Period. Like I'm not dealing with women at all.
Yeah, motherfuckers waiting for robots right now.
Yeah, I just posted something. The dude said
Yeah,
he just gonna
man.
get him an AI robot. Russ saw it.
Yeah. Yo, I was on what's his name? SJ. Trev Smooth. I was on his platform yesterday.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
we was talking about he was breaking down the science on how all these dating apps they're failing and they're trying to figure out how like the owners of these apps they're trying to figure out how to like I guess adapt to the new market on making these apps successful. And yo, me and his man's like yo, we came to the conclusion like yo, there is no saving this app. The game has changed.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Most of these guys are opting out the game now. That's how
yeah.
bad it's gotten.
There's nothing in it for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I read something like that, man. Yeah, damn. I wish I would have pulled up on that one because yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, they losing business. But yeah, it makes sense because it's like if a chick is just treating it like a game and she's just swiping on everybody because of like a stupid preference, like oh he didn't do this in this picture, it's like why the fuck am I going to pay for this and have terrible results? I might as well just save my money, vest that, and holler at chicks in person because you just got a better shot. You know what I'm saying? But I think when they're online, man, it's like a power thing. Like, nope, it's more or less more entertainment versus them actually trying to use it the right way to meet people. So yeah, guys are just like
Right.
looking at it
Because they,
like,
they have so many options.
yeah,
Well,
And it's,
I don't want to say they have so many options. It's the illusion of the possibility of meeting somebody because a lot of times those people that get on those, and I was telling Trev this yesterday, like a lot of times when you get on these apps, these women are low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? And these low hanging fruits that's women on that app, they tend to link up with the thirstiest type niggas. So it's kind of like, two negatives linking up together. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
That's a good point. They're also
you
so
know,
socially awkward, man. Cause like, I'm telling you, man, it's a weird dynamic where guys ain't going to clubs and shit no more either. So like
Yeah.
they can't. Like
yo,
I said, that
that's
used
what
to
I'm
be the safety
saying.
net for the females, where they'll go out and they could meet some guys and stuff. But guys ain't even going in those things. So like I said, they just want to sit on an app and like text versus like having that conversation and stuff. Cause
Right,
that's why I be
right.
talking to dudes and they be telling me about like the dating app experience. They're like, man, they just want to keep texting. I'm like, man, I'll be like, look, we need to have this phone call or I'm moving the hell on. So, I could like spit some of that game and stuff. But yeah, no, they want to sit there and do messenger all day. So it's just they're looking at it as entertainment, but they're like really socially awkward and shit. So that's the
Yeah.
It's
real
like
deal.
they're pretty much weighing out all the options, man. Because a lot of times those chicks will speak to like 50 guys at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that she's dealing with in real life, that's the nigga she dealing with. But at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, she got the Tenders account, the Bumbles and all that, and she just spinning place all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever things hit the fan with the guy she really want to rock with, she's gonna get on that app and entertain niggas on there. You know what I mean? Women can't
Yeah.
get enough. These modern day females right now, they cannot get enough attention. Like it's like the whole soul is consumed in that. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
like, yo, that's just not good, my nigga.
That's what
But that's
social
like,
media ruined everything. Social media ruined everything because it gives them unlimited attention. That's how we telling guys. They talk to so many different guys. That's why if a girl's hot and cold with you, when she's cold, that means she's giving attention to somebody else.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
she's gonna hit you back when when shit dies down, she get bored with the other guy, and that's when she's gonna hit you up. Don't accept that. That inconsistency shit, and if she's hot and cold with you, just dead the whole situation.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you. You know,
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like guys are getting off the maps. Nah, that's why I said, man, go in them like places, man. Look at like different things to do in your city. Just Google that shit, man, and step out of your comfort zone. Start showing up at that stuff, man. I'm telling you, man. I be all over the place, me and my wife, and I'll be like reporting to dudes. I'm like, yo, man, we just went to this botanical garden. There ain't nothing but chicks in here. Like looking around, they looking desperate. They're like, hey, somebody please help me. So in person,
but
man, that's what I'm saying.
you know what, SJ man, um, these guys they may not want to deal with that because a lot of times those chicks they want to be approached by the guy that's either aesthetically on point or that individual has a lot of money. She's not there to link up or to meet or be open with the quote unquote average guy. The average guy is not going to even be acknowledged. So I can understand why some men won't want to, what I mean, go to places like that just to. Man, I'm telling you, man, the game has shifted to the point where niggas is really opting out because you look at the club scene, niggas ain't going to clubs no more. They ain't going to lounges no more. Shit, the strip clubs is not even popping no more. These strippers, man, they going through sex worker Hunger Games right now, man. It's serious right now. I mean,
You said they fucking up the commerce. Nah, I get you, but man, my thing is you gotta go and just shoot your and you be shocked, man, because a lot of them are like I think they got like a false sense of power on apps because like I said, they're treating that it's more like a reality show for them and the attention like you said. But I think in person, man, like dude, they're sitting ducks and
Yeah.
they want some form of companionship. So, man, every dude out here ain't Shamar Moore and Morris Chestnut.
yeah.
And you see a lot of chicks out here with average dudes and stuff. But I think they let their guard down if you approach them in person, man, because they're dealing with reality and they're socially awkward. They're waiting for somebody to come talk to them. I'm telling you, man, like. So like you said, there might be some rejection, but I think guys, man, I'm like, man, I used to, when I was out here, I was ferocious. I'm like, Look, I'm talking to her about 15 a day. I might get shot down all 15, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that wherever I go. And if man, you'd be surprised. You start talking to somebody,
Yeah,
it'll
it's a
work
numbers
out.
game,
But see,
man.
I just don't
The
want these dudes
more,
out here being active shooters with all that backup in their system. Talk about
Yeah.
they.
yeah, nah.
Social media for women is like a buffet full of sausages.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, it's terrible odds, man. Yeah. Nah, I'm telling you, man, just go to the mall places and you just to view it, step out, and then I think that's what because a lot of guys, man, they just so scared to step out of their comfort zone, man. But I mean, it does make sense because yeah, a lot of them are shooting people down. But I just think, man, you go out there and you just holler anyways, man. So
Yeah,
that's part of the
I
burden to
mean,
being the man.
that's a
You know,
part
it's
of the
just like, hey,
game. Yeah,
we gotta deal with that. Or you want some dry
yeah,
meat, shit.
it's a part of the game where you know what I mean. When you're hollering at women, the rejection comes with it. But you know that's sharpening your skills on the whole cold approach type thing. But nowadays, man, niggas don't feel comfortable cold approaching. I mean,
Yeah.
especially if they never done it before. You know.
But see, that's why I said sometimes it's the environment too, because if you're always just going to like clubs in bad areas, yeah, there's a lot of other people there too. So it's just like they're looking at, like you said, females are looking at it like the false sense of options. But I mean, if you go in like the off places, like I said, these museums and shit, them downtown areas in each city, like river walks, man, they out there kind of chilling and stuff, and you pull up like without all that other craziness going on, the loud music, and you just have like a regular conversation, man, and you got a way better chance, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's if you're experienced, but if you don't have a lot of experience, you want to go out and do the cold approaching. You got to be comfortable of rejection. Because
Yeah.
it's gonna come with it.
Well, I got this dude that used to work with me, man. This cat looked like the penguin, Danny DeVito and shit, and he got him a chick. That's what I'm saying, man. Like my man got every like strike going against him, but he done pulled him one. So that's why I be telling guys, I'm like, man, y'all, you see some of these guys out here like they got them a chick, and nobody could be as bad as this dude. I'll tell you like that. Like he was at the bottom of the food chain as far as like the physical stuff, but he pulled up on one. That's all you need is one, man.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's just you know, I do understand why most men may not want to go out and do the cold approach because you got to factor in like the modern day female now she'll record you, put you on TikTok, you'll go viral, and you'll be seen as a weirdo. Just so many negative implications that come with it by cold approaching, where it's not even a smart thing to do nowadays. Because you know there's so much negative things that comes with it. So I don't judge a guy that don't want to do the cold approaching anymore because eh, things are different now. It's not it's not how can I say it's not a feasible
Well,
thing to do anymore.
I see. I have to disagree with that, man, because I think a lot of guys, man, like it's all right, man, if they say they don't know. Because when I'm even looking at the clips, man, dudes stay around too long after they. You could tell like the female's body language, man. She just ain't feeling them, and they're just still like, well, so what do you do? And she's just already cold. So instead of just going up there like, hey, man, you got some time to talk or something? Uh, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, miss. Hey, you have a great day. You get up out of there. They can't record you if you're doing that. But like if you're staying there being goofy and shit and you already getting the sense of the body language and you just want to carry on it, it's like, yeah, like they recorded you, you looking like a weirdo because you ain't know how to exit off. Like, so it's like, man, if they ain't giving you attention and quick and kind of like reciprocating, like they want to have a
Yeah,
conversation.
but see, that's
I
that's
see
the
a lot of them
thing.
stick around, man.
I'm gonna give you some pushback. I'm gonna give you a little bit of pushback on that. It's like you can't expect a guy that never cold approached before to know those cues the first day he's approaching a female in public, you know?
No, I got you, but that's why you got to
Yeah,
go out there. You got to build up that skill set, man. But that's what I'm saying.
right.
So it's like if you never do it, then yeah, man, you ain't gonna. But over time, you be like, okay, man, damn, this is what I need to do. And maybe you got a homeboy too, like, yo, man, I did this. He's like, yeah, you need to, you know, get up out of there earlier and stuff. And a lot
Oh,
of men
shit,
too, man, got a lot of foolish pride, man, where they don't want to go and talk to a guy that get good results and be like, yo, man, you know, what do you do? So that's the flip side too. You know, can you give me some feedback? So yeah, no, I think they gotta just do it, man. It's just one of those things, man. That's the burden that we have, man. We gotta approach, man. Like the quicker you get that out your system and you start like understanding the cues, man, you'll just get better results, man. But I do see what you're saying, Russ. Like I do understand what they're seeing and stuff. But I'm just like, man, change your environment. You know, just go up, have a quick conversation, and you pill out, man. Don't overstay your welcome. They looking like they don't want to talk. They got that look in their face. You be like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry to bother you. You just be polite, exit off. Or even if they're like, nah, I don't want to talk right now. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, man. You have a great day. You know, that's it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess within that sense, yeah, but
yeah,
you know, I'm not saying don't cold approach. I'm just saying like, yo, I understand why they're not going to be doing that.
yeah, I see. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
But
What
yeah,
about you,
especially in
Phil?
the gym too. Like dudes be like, I think that's a bad environment. So yeah, I wouldn't like unless they up in your face and stuff. You never should do it in a gym and you know places like that. Because I see that's when a lot of guys have like bad results.
Yeah, the gym is like the worst place to cold approach, bro. Like, but I mean, in this, this, I, and now you know, dudes know not to do that. Like that's like the most obvious thing is like never approach a woman at the gym. You know?
Yeah. But like you said, they do be doing some stupid stuff too. So yeah, even then, man, I think a lot of them guys, man, they look at the hottest one that they think in their mind, and then they want to go. So you know, like you said, them chicks like sometimes they just want to embarrass them dudes. So yeah, it's like if you go up there quick, even if they recorded you and somebody saw an interaction, like I was telling you, I'm like, hey man, you go up there and you just like quick conversation, you exit off. People like, man, that wasn't bad. That guy ain't no creep, you know. So they can't even capture you like that if you do it the right way. That's what I'm saying. They be like, man, he was actually polite, man. And shoot, somebody else might see that clip and like, shit, I'll holler.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's possible. You know, and
Yeah, that
you know, it's just I just totally understand on because you know like I know I sound redundant saying this, but you know, SJ man, when we was coming up, man, we didn't have those negative implications that comes with you know the cold approaching. You know, things were pretty easy going. You know, like if a girl rejected you, that was the end of it. You know,
Yeah,
there's no
definitely.
viral movement. You know, it ends there. And you know, and a lot of times, you know, women were cool about it. Like, yeah, you know, I got a man, I don't want to talk to you, so it'll be the end of that, you know. But now it's just like, you know, they trying to, you know, crush your spirit, you know. And I think that's just that's that's bad, man. You know, you shouldn't destroy a man's spirit because you know he finds it's like your own. It's like a the and not just any man, the average man. Whenever the average man does the cold approaching, he's the woman looks to destroy his ego, because she feels like, how dare you approach me thinking that you have a chance. I'm way better looking than you, and it should be the only top 5%. This is the attitude that these women project out, you know, and I think that's fucked up, you know.
Yeah. Nah, but
my bad, y'all. My phone overheated.
nah, you good.
But y'all
Nah, I
talking
just
about quota
admit,
coaching?
yeah, no, I mean, we were having a little debate. He was like, man, he understands why like guys want to approach. I was just like, man, they got to do it regardless, man.
I think cold approaching is dead. To be
You think
honest.
so? You think so?
Yeah, I think it's dead. Cold approaching. Because you see, bro, you see what happened with the guy that tried to save the girl's life and she pressed charges on him for sexual assault?
Yeah, yeah.
She,
See, and I'm glad. You know what, yo? Can you do you know what he's talking about? You know what? I'm gonna look it up and pull up the
yeah,
Nah,
video.
some lady
nah.
was crossing it. She was crossing the street. She had her headphones on and she was looking at her phone. The car's like seconds away from hitting her. And the guy ran and grabbed her and put her on the sidewalk and she pressed charges on him for sexual assault.
Yeah. No,
And
I mean, man,
catcalling, like
oh, go ahead.
catcalling and stuff like that. Woman, if you not the guy she wanted, if you're not Brad Pitt or one of them type of guys, they're gonna look at it as sexual harassment now. If you attempt to talk to them, so I see why guys are you should staying away from cold approach now. It's not like back in the day, because back in the day that's what niggas used to go cold approach all the time. That's how we used to get girls.
But I think everything happens in cycles, man. Because I think a lot of them had a lot of that like mindset, like it was like, oh, I'm gonna reject these guys. But I think men backed off it, rightfully so, after a while. But I think now they're like, oh shit. So like a guy that's hollering at females now, he's winning. Because, man, everybody wants it. Like, even people, the harshest person, you could get the most feminine. She got green hair. She's cussing dudes out. Everybody wants a level of companionship. So they'll be tough for a while. But after, like, dudes ain't showing up at brunches and all these functions, they're like, oh, shit. Like, please come talk to me. Like, hey, so I think that's where I'm like, I'm trying to let them know, like, man, even though they're talking that shit, you'll have the ones and twos that's doing that crazy stuff. But man, if you come up and you talk the right way, and even if they're not interested and you exit off, man, you're gonna be straight, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because nobody's doing it, so it's gonna be different now. Now they're probably gonna want it because they get no attention. Like outside of social media and online, they get no attention now. So if you the guy that's giving her attention, you'll probably go a little farther. I believe that.
I went to a brunch with my wife one time, man, and the ratio of like women, I think there was like 2 other guys in there, but they were with like females. But man, you see tables of like females and shit, man. Any dude that got some heart out here, I'm telling you, you're gonna be out here feasted.
Yeah, and a lot of men don't want to validate these hoes no more. So their egos too. It's like it's boosted too much. That's why a lot of guys is like, man, they turned off from trying to talk to women in cold approach because it's like giving them an ego boost.
Yeah, I do see like probably the mentality and stuff like that. So I do see some of the aspects, but I'm just like, man, you know, because down the line when you do want to like. Because everybody, like I said, hits that point where they want some companionship, especially us as men and stuff. It's just like, then when you try to jump out there, you're rusty and shit. You're nervous. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, man, you kind of gotta keep that skill set up to par, man.
Yeah, if you that dude, woman gonna find you. Because woman always found me, to be honest. Yeah, if you gotta do that guy like that, woman will find you. Woman will find you. Put it like that.
Yeah, these guys go. I remember back in the day, man. I was telling somebody this because we were talking about this on somebody's podcast.
Completely unaware of oncoming traffic. A car was speeding toward her, and Jacob was the only person who rushed forward and dragged her out of the road. Just 0.3 seconds later, flew past the exact spot where she had been standing. Police said that without Jacob's quick action, she likely would have been hospitalized or worse. But what shocked everyone was this. Four hours later, Emily filed a lawsuit against Jacob, accusing him of physical assault. Her family even demanded $5,000 in emotional distress damages. When the case reached the courtroom, the judge exploded with anger, immediately dismissed the lawsuit, and called it absurd and morally indefensible.
Your family is truly shame.
Damn. See it, Jay? So what's that gonna do to men if they see stuff like that? They're like, nah, I'm not gonna go try to approach a woman.
But see, that's the wrong thing, man. I think, man, I'm glad we talking about this. Because even though she was wrong for doing that, I don't think most people are going to do that. But just say, even if I helped this female out, she went and did that. and say I was a single man, you know how much marketing I would have done off of that video? I'd be like, man, listen, ladies, I'm just out here trying to save lives, and I love the female so much that I'm out here, and look what she did to me. You know how much ass I would have got off that campaign? I would have had that shit on my Tinder page. Like, look, I done saved her life, and I can't believe she did this, man. I'm emotionally scarred. They were like, no, jerk. Let me take you out to dinner. I'm so glad you saved her life. I'd be like, oh, yes, let's go to dinner. Yeah, I would have ate that up, dog. I would have had that whole clip. I would have had that playing out on Tinder, Bumble, Asian people meet.
Yo, you know what that clip remind me of?
Jewish singles. I would have been everywhere. I would have been popping.
That's crazy. You know what that clip reminds me of? Remember the Incredibles when Mr. Incredible saved the guy from jumping off the building? And he said, he said, I saved your life. And he pressed charges on him, remember? He said, I saved your life.
Right.
He said, no, you want my death.
Yeah.
That's what that
reminds me of. Yeah, that is wild that she pressed some charges, though. But yeah, that's crazy.
Some
of these people are wild, so I get what y'all saying, but I'm like, you know what? You could spin anything, man.
Yeah, but men don't want to take that risk. That's the thing. I think it is.
I agree.
And a lot of men, they fear rejection too. It messes with a lot of men's self-esteem. Because as a man, you got to understand, not every woman gonna like you anyway. Some men don't understand that. Like, you're not gonna be attracted to every woman.
As a man, that's a part of life. Rejection comes
exactly
with life being as a man. You know, whether if it's a girl, a job, family, rejection comes with it, man. And you as a man, you have to be able to endure that kind of rejection and persevere and, you know, handle your business, man. Because that is a part of that's a part of a man's journey is being rejected. So
facts. No, but I think the difference between our generation and I'll say the newer ones, man, we forced each other. Because I remember we used to play that game, like we'll go to the mall and stuff like that, and then because I hung out with older dudes, they'd be like, man, you got to go talk to her over there, and man, they'll give me the hardest ones. They'll give me like because man, when I was like 16 around this age, they're like, man, you gotta go talk to her. It'd be like a 40-year-old woman with like kids and shit. So I'm like, fuck. I know I'm getting shot down, but I'm like, damn, I gotta go up there and talk to her. And then, I'll just be talking mess and stuff. So I'll be talking to them. They be like, man, what your young ass gonna do? So, I just learned how to talk some shit back. They be like, man, get out of here. But, you do got some heart. The females would do that. But, man, I'm getting rejected and shit. But it just taught me to, like, not take that shit personal, man. And it made me immune to it, man.
Yeah.
Where after a while, I got cold with the mouthpiece.
Yeah, it used to be fun. They used to bet, like, yo, I'll give you $1 to go talk to that girl. You can't back her. It used to be, they used to dare you, like, yo, I bet you can't back that. We used to do it just to prove a point.
Nah, facts. Yeah, and we would give people the hardest ones. So we know, like, we all getting shot down. But it's just like, hey, man, you gotta. We were looking at it more or less like you gotta prolong the conversation. So I'm like, damn, how am I gonna get over here? Because I know like just the age. Yeah, I'm 16 and she's like fucking 40 with kids goddamn my age. Like, I know I'm getting shot down, but I'm like, let me go prolong this conversation. So I'm like, man, I gotta find an entryway to like even get her to stop and entertain it. So I could go, like you said, I could get my $1 and shit.
Yo, I used to be wilding back in the days. Back in the days, like maybe like early 20s. I used to cut up pieces of paper, write my name and number on it, and just go in the corner and hand them out.
Oh, okay, shit. You
I was handing them out. Like any girl
you was at the ready, huh?
I'll just hand them out. Any girl I seen attractive, I used to hand them out. The number.
Damn, okay. Shout out to Favors. Yeah, what was that mall in Queens, man? Y'all used to have over there. Damn.
There's a bunch of them. You talk about
Green Acres. Green Acres one.
Oh yeah, Green Acres. That's not technically Queens. It's Long Island. It's like the border between.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, you talk Green Acres. Green Acres. Yeah, they about to close that mall down now.
Yeah, I saw they closing the Coliseum and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, crazy. The Coliseum.
Were they building apartments over there?
Yeah, I think they're building senior citizen homes or something like that.
Yeah, that's sad. I was watching a clip on that yesterday. I'm like, damn, man, that's like historical right there.
Yeah, they shouldn't have took the Coliseum away. That's crazy to me.
But nah, man, I do feel, I was like, man, men just need to, like, I get the caution. So yeah, you don't want to go up goofy and be overbearing, but it's just like, man, be brief. Like, go try to have a conversation. If the body language, they're like, they look cold, kind of cold and stuff, man. Just be like, hey, I'm sorry for bothering you. and then just exit off. But if they're like
Yeah,
excited to have a conversation, hell nah, man, jump on that.
yeah, it ain't gonna
You'll
hurt
be
you,
all
man.
right.
Yeah, introduce yourself, get into a conversation. You know, you interested in her. You know, I found it interesting. What you doing later? Just have a regular conversation with her. Like it's not hard. But people fear that rejection, man. A lot of men
But yeah,
fear it.
that clip y'all showed me with that, boy, I would have ate off that whole clip if I was that guy for like 5 years. I would have gave myself the Medal of Honor and shit. I'm like, yeah, you know, the mayor gave me this award for saving this girl's life.
Yeah. And it's not
I ain't
even
gonna
just
hold
that
you. They
clip.
would eat that shit up though, bro. They would eat that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just that clip though. There's another clip when the girl walking down the street and there's a bunch of men trying to talk to her and they tried to demonize that too. Remember the girl that it was a couple years ago. They had a girl walk down the street. That's when the cat calling stuff started. They started demonizing like
You want me to pull up that clip or something?
you don't have to. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it. It was they had a girl experiment of a woman walking down the street and men was trying to talk to her, or whatever. They saw all of the men trying to talk to her. And they saying that's like a form of sexual harassment.
No,
So
I
they thought
did
she
see
was-
that. Yeah, they
thought she
went
was
overboard.
attractive. And that's when they started demonizing catcall and saying that's a form of SA.
Yeah, I think they went overboard on it, but man, it's funny because like, man, if you see females now, they're like, damn, man, I kind of miss when guys was like, you know, they coming out, they got their hair done and stuff, you know, they put it on a good outfit. They're like, man, damn, guys don't say nothing. I miss that. So that's what I'm saying. I think they're getting back to like realizing like, shit, maybe we did push this over the edge and shit.
Yeah, but guys are saying something. It just transferred to the DMs. They got like 500 DMs now.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to blame social media for that. Social media made the DMs replaced it talking in person. So now everybody's online.
But nah, it's definitely changing, man. But yeah, I definitely think this was a good breakdown, man, because you know, tying the 1990s, that whole movie into current times, how it just transformed, man. Yeah, it's crazy when you look at that whole transition from those early years and shit. It's like, damn, boy.
Yeah. I think dating was much better then too. It wasn't as transactional, and I think people dated for the right reason. People wanted really, in that time, people really wanted the companionship and love.
Yeah, it was way more genuine because man, I was talking to somebody. I was like, man, I remember, you know, people would go to those like drive up movies and shit for a date, you know, little diner and shit, eat some ice cream. You know, everybody was just simple, man. Like,
I used to hate those drive-through movies though, man. You can't see shit.
yeah, those was trash. But you know, like, man, everybody was just basic, man. Everybody was cool with just like if you was the one they liked, it was like, man, let's just go kick it and have fun, man. Now they talking about Cheesecake Factory.
It's not
subpar and shit. So yeah, it's totally different, man. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, those days it should be so simple. I like you, you like me. Let's get to know each other, get together. Simple as that. That was it.
But that's why I do think like a lot of this, because everybody be like, man, why you guys are talking about this stuff? I'm like, look, man, we're trying to highlight to y'all, man, like why y'all not having favorable results yet? Part of the onus is on them to make some changes, man, and get back to simplicity. Because if not, like you said, I understand why guys are like, man, I ain't doing all that shit.
Yeah. I come from a different time. We ain't like, nah, I come from a different time. This shit, I'm not used to this shit. This shit is like foreign to me.
Nah, facts. Yeah, definitely different times now.
But yeah, this movie breakdown was dope.
Yeah, that was definitely a classic movie, man. What was that?
There's years of movies. We can do this for years because there's years of movies we can break down. You said the proposal, right?
Facts. I think we need to go through, man, and pull out the meanings in these movies, man. I thought that was dope, man. Yeah, I got excited when I started watching this. I was like, oh man, I know. I was like taking notes and shit. I'm like, damn, you know. So going back and just looking at some of these movies, man, from a different lens, because you know we're experienced now. We got that worldly experience. So looking back at it, I'm like, damn, okay, yeah, this was actually a cold movie.
Because I break down movies as I watch them anyway, and try to understand the meaning of the movie, not just watch it as for the entertainment value. I try to break down the meaning too.
Yeah, because on my regular channel, I do movie reviews and stuff.
Oh,
So you
that's
know,
good.
like
I gotta look for that.
I do those, and what was that?
No, I say you do that on the regular on your channel, which I think is dope.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm a movie fanatic, so I'm gonna start inviting you out of that too. But I like our concept on these ones, man. So yeah, no, I'm a movie buff, man. But yeah,
So
we definitely need to jump on that. Like we need to put together some lists, and whether we gonna do a weekly or something, I'm definitely on board, man.
that's
Word,
dope.
word.
The proposal be good, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
I mean,
proposal.
the next one we'll do would be I guess same time next Sunday.
Yeah, we do it on Sundays, man. I think that's a good day, man.
All right,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna be in Arizona Sunday, so I'm gonna do a live from Arizona then.
Word, word. Oh, okay. You linking up with your sugar mama?
It's not my shorty, not my sugar mama.
which one? What you doing over there, Fave? What
I
you
don't got
got
no
go
sugar.
popping?
Nah, I don't got no sugar mama.
So this the girl, she treat you good though?
Oh yeah, of course. I wouldn't get with a girl she ain't treat me good.
See, I know Fame got game, man. I told y'all.
I would. You would never see me if you see me with a girl she treat me good. You ain't even gotta ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good though. I just probably do it out there. She
Just let
actually
us know,
told me.
like if
Yo, she
if
actually told
anything, you know,
me.
with the like wide connection or anything, and we could postpone it, man. Because yeah, we definitely want to get you.
Nah, I could definitely do it. She actually told me, she was like, "Yo, how you gonna do your live?" I was like, you know you can still do it out here, right?" I was like, "Of course."
Oh, okay, shit. She
She
looking
told me,
out for you,
"Yo,
man.
She cool. She cool.
do it
Okay.
now."
Word, man. I'll be word. But yo,
But
we hit the 2 hour mark. Yo, I'm 2 hour and 30 minute mark.
Yeah, we
So
was going in on this one.
yeah, we was going in hard, man. So yo, let me get everybody's last words before we close out.
I just want everybody to remember, well, definitely the fellas, you know, your brain got to be more powerful than her beauty, and your fairy tale ending is not with a hoe. Remember
And I'll
that.
just say, shit, facts with Fame said, but my other takeaway is never eat hooker box on a grand piano. That's
That's
disgusting.
crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, my last words would be, yo, don't be like the attorney, the lawyer. Like he was just a sucker. Like he thought just because Shorty was a pro that he'll be able to hit it. And it doesn't really work like that, man. You got to be able to read body language, understand certain cues, and then go in for the kill. You just don't go in. You don't go in for the kill off rip because it's just not gonna work. It's your
Yeah.
boy Rush getting ready to sign out. Now I mean, aka Ruamundo, out here chasing that pollo, that guacamole. You know what I mean? Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always remain sucker free. You heard? I'm out. One.
One.
Later, guys. See y'all Sunday, man.